where stars whisper secrets untold. A rift tears through the astral veil, and sanity reigns, its grip unfolds. Cultists chant in shadowed halls, their voices a hymn to chaos unbound. They conjure up forbidden falls, to summon the fallen, lost and unfound. Unfound. Oh, astral winds carry up across realms and dimensions unknown. For the void-born dread, the fabric unraveled shall wield power that chills every bone. Across fractured planes, reality trembles, mountains weep, rivers twist in desperate prayer. The sun blinks, uncertain of its emblem, as eldritch horrors crawl from the lair. Their forms twisted and malefic, born of nightmares and forgotten dread. They drift through astral currents, a beacon for those who seek madness instead. Oh, astral winds carry up free across realms and dimensions unknown. For the void-born dread, the fabric unraveled shall wield power that chills every bone. Every bone. In forgotten temples and cursed groves, heroes gather, there is all unyielding, to chase the ripples of reality's coves and confront the abyss, both fearsome and appealing. Oh, astral winds carry up free across realms and dimensions unknown. For the void-born dread, the fabric unraveled shall wield power that chills every bone. As the final verse echoes the starlit skies and death trembles on the lips of all, the abyssal maw opens, galaxies within ready to consume all those who stall. Yet whispers of valor and unity persist in the eminent astral reckoning. Perhaps hope shall win.
All right. Hello, and welcome on into session number 10 of Echoes of the Fallen Ascendant. We are going to be diving straight into this as the group has finally kicked off their adventure to the west. And we have a lot to cover, and they have, quite frankly, a lot of ground to cover. So, I'm going to go ahead and dive in. For those of you watching, hello, thank you for joining us and hanging out. I'm going to go see what these guys are up to, get our recap done, and then we're going to dive straight into it.
I'm not super encumbered, unless you have an objection to that.
All right. Hello.
Like my clothes, my water skin, which is 5 pounds. My backpack's 15
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Which is putting me just over what I can easily carry.
Nobody can hear
I'd
me?
like to not be encumbered forever.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, like, if you had, like, potions or, healing kits.
Hello.
Good evening.
Fuck that guy.
We didn't know you were here.
I saw your lips moving. I thought you were talking to Candace or something.
All right, let's try that. Yeah, my intro probably was just me moving my lips too. I forgot this new game I'm playing. I had the left alt is a dash button, so I can't use it for push to talk, and I'm all fucked up as usual because I can't just make things like they used to be. Back in my day. No, sorry. Ugh. All right, howdy. Okay, let's go ahead and do our recap real quick from session 9. So, session 9 began Novus the 26th. 4253 PFH at 2:30 p.m. So the group spoke at some length about the rest of their morning before allowing Lyra some time to scribe her scrolls. The remainder of the group went to Bulwark General Goods and made some purchases for their journey. Payne learned that an acquaintance of his had been through Willow Hollow prior to his arrival. Amelia worked in the temple for the afternoon and earned herself some hard-earned silver pieces. Don't spend them all in one place, kid. The group then returned for dinner and discussed what they knew of the fallen object, everything that they knew that they had learned of this fallen object, and planned for the next day. The group then rested for the evening and awoke the next morning, prepared Pearl for the journey ahead before setting their eyes, heads, and mules westward. So, XP, just base XP last week because we didn't have anything too fancy, so that was 50 XP across the board, bringing every player to 685 experience points. Okay, with that being said, today, this is session 10, and session 10 we are beginning Novus the 27th, 4253 PFH. I put 6 a.m. because I had a note on here that that's when you guys awoke, but I'm assuming it probably took you guys, I'd say between grabbing food really quick and Pearl, I'd say you guys are probably more along like the 7:30 leave time is when you guys would have set out. So I'm going to change that in my notes so that I don't accidentally fuck that up. Okay. A moment.
I mean, it depends, Payne. How long is your morning ritual?
The eating part of it is lengthy. The beard combing also takes some time.
No, like, holy ritual you gotta do every morning?
That as a player, I don't actually know.
I think that's just a thematic thing.
Dench would have went down a little bit earlier to get Pearl ready ahead of everyone. He just like went, grabbed a couple like breakfast items, like pocket bread, and went back downstairs to hook her up and brush her down and get her ready, bit bread and all that.
Okay, yeah, and I believe where we had left off, the very last thing was that you guys had begun to set out. I was like, okay, we're gonna stop there because I'm not gonna put you into like a partial day. So if we can say that before you guys leave, if there is anything last second or last minute that you need to do, obviously feel free to do that. Give me 1 second here. Does anybody in their inventory currently have a world map? Or a map of any sort? No? Okay. I am going to say, for the sake of what will save us a lot of trouble in the future, Dench, go ahead and add a prime material map to your backpack. It can weigh a half a pound or a pound, I don't really care. This is what I'm... Anytime I say, well, just go ahead and pull out the map, and I've got all these weird notations and shit on here, that's the stuff that I want you guys to just kind of as a collective be able to have at your disposal.
You said half pound?
Yeah, half pound. If you can make it a half pound, that's perfect. Also, I saw that Beyond 20 just had an update, so hopefully that fixes some of the bullshit from last week.
I don't think it did.
Do you know if there's a way to force an update with it? I didn't see it, but I'm wondering if I just didn't update yet.
Yeah, it's possible they're just rolling it out. I literally just logged into Roll20 and then it popped up a separate screen saying that it had been updated.
Yeah, same happened to me. You
I
might want
actually
to try
didn't even...
quickly uninstalling it and reinstalling it.
I was gonna say I didn't test roll to see if my shit's even coming through. It is. Okay.
Yeah, I can't seem to add half pound, so I'm just gonna round it up to a pound.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, to be fair, it is a pretty big fucking map, but it's got 3 continents on it. It's on heavy vellum. It's waterproof, which, adds some weight to it. It's got like a waxy...
Does it come in a case too, or is it
It does. Yeah, we'll say it's got the case. That's all a pound together.
Okay, that makes sense then, yep.
Okay. Also, hi everybody. Sorry we were this close to being late. I told you, I was like, bye grandma, bye grandpa, love you, bye uncle, bye auntie, bye cuzzies. Okay. Get the fuck out of the way. And then literally we're like on the way out the door, and my beloved grandmother is just like, wait, Kevin! Food! Take food! Go get a container! You forgot the food! And I was like, fuck! She's not gonna let me leave without a container of food!
Do you want some meatballs?
Oh, this is a Polish household. I did get some good food. We brought some good food home. Anyways, hello. That reminds me too, Lucy, I had a note in my notes that you were supposed to send me dates you may or may not be available. I have not received those dates yet. So if you could just send me a message.
7th and 9th of January.
Can you just send me that in a message just so I, if I have it, I'll go back through it, but I won't remember it.
Right, sorry, I forgot to send it to you.
No, it's okay. It's all good, man. I had a note for it, and then I had parentheses that were empty, and I was like, well, that doesn't do me any good. Okay. Okay, where were we? Yes. D&D. Alright, so you guys are heading out of town.
Before we head out,
Go ahead.
if I have the option, you said there is not a spike that came with the trap for staking it down.
Correct.
Payne would like to get one of those.
Okay, there is,
Of
just so you're clear,
whatever
there
type.
is a chain attached to it. So, a spike.
Are you talking about just like a wooden stake or an actual like metal?
Whatever is appropriate, because the description for the trap is fairly vague, and I don't know that there is an actual item specific for it. There isn't anything to fasten it to the ground that comes with the trap, I guess we decided.
That is correct.
Just
Yeah,
like a
you
tree
can.
or a spike. Yeah.
You can, for the sake of brevity, you could go back to Bulwarks and purchase a spike for 5 silver. It'll be, essentially like a 3-foot long iron spike.
I'll do that, and I'll pay for that. 5 silver.
Yep. All right. Anybody else have anything before y'all head out?
Just the thematic comments that Amelia is very quiet in the morning, but does her best to make herself available for any help that can be offered to the party. So Dench with Pearl, or Payne to the shop, or Vera making sure she has all of her spell stuff. She's just quietly there.
Okay.
Like probably almost like the exact opposite. He's like almost like giddy and happy to like get on the road. It's like, oh yeah, sure. If you wanna help me brush down Pearl here, that'd be a huge help, and then maybe load some stuff onto the cart here. And I'm sorry, I'm just very excited to get on the road.
And she will do anything that Dench directs there without complaint. And
Okay.
she's relatively comfortable around Pearl since she's used to farm animals.
Okay. So as you guys are preparing, let me ask you this. So obviously you're not entirely sure at this point where what you're looking for is exactly. I do know the general direction, but kind of give me an idea about the path you want to take. Are you guys going to try to ford through the river, use the bridge, go further north or south than that? I'm only asking for specifics because if I get your pathing wrong, I don't want to accidentally fuck you guys up. Also, what is your pace going to be? If you're moving at a slow pace, there's a possibility that you can
Standard
stealth.
pace.
You're just going standard pace. Everybody's in agreement with that.
At least to the bridge, and then we'll see what it looks like on the other side. And
Okay.
yes, I would like to go over the bridge if the bridge is there and in usable condition.
Yeah, that Payne would know for a fact that bridge is what he used to cross. Okay.
And what is it? It's like, how far out is the bridge? It's like a couple, like 2 days to the bridge. And then-
So let me just take a quick look. So this little blue line that I've got up here is 1 day of average travel. So you guys will be about halfway, yeah, essentially just to the other side of the bridge would be 2 full days. So 1 day is going to be getting through the woods around Willow Hollow to the edge of the woods. Then you'll go out into the plains, half day to the bridge. Not a full actual half day across the bridge, but it's pretty big span, and you have to wait in line in order to get across and to come through because you're entering like an imperial territory. So there's kind of a process in that. With that being said, you guys travel for the first day. Whoever is leading this expedition, meaning guiding the group, I need you to make a survival check, please.
I suppose, Payne, you came here just a couple days ago, right? You came through this way, or did you come? I came from the east, so.
It feels like it's been like 10 weeks or so now, but
Months almost.
yeah. Um, I could lead to the best of my ability where I remember. Yeah. Survival, you said?
Yeah, survival. This will be for following directions and utilizing the map to go the right direction.
I was gonna
Perfect.
say if there was any way I could help, but you're good. You got it.
Yeah, no, you fucking got that. A nat 20. I can't argue with that. All right, so you guys go the first entire day, and you get to the edge of the Willow Hollow wood. There is no issue whatsoever. Payne actually puts you guys on like the main path going through the western part of the wood, and it's like every time you think the trees are starting to kind of like close in and the path disappears, he'll take this very minute turn and suddenly the path opens back up and you can see where it's well worn. There are wagon tracks, horse tracks, humanoid footprints, and it goes on and on for like 6 hours, and all of a sudden the trees just stop and almost like a wall. It's like you guys pass through it, and then you see plains for as far as your eye can see, and that is your first full day. Give me one moment here.
While I'm thinking of it, if we're keeping track of who is really good at doing this kind of thing, don't put my name on that list.
While we're talking about who's good at stuff, Canis, I'd feel better the more wilderness area we get into, and I'm leading, I'd feel better if you were walking, at least close to me up here in the lead. You've got good eyesight and good nose there.
Really don't want to, but you're also not wrong. And this has become probably Canis on the cart. I'm not gonna lie, he probably would have tried to climb on the cart. He's only like 21 pounds.
Oh yeah, you know what? That reminds me too. I know we had discussed during the week about the weight limitation with Pearl. It's going to be more of a volume limitation on the cart as opposed to the weight at this. Well, let me back that up a little bit, depending on what you put on there. But essentially, it's not the 420 pounds. You guys have 2,100 pounds to play with before Pearl would be encumbered. So you should be fine. So anything you need to unload onto the cart for your own sake, please feel free to do so.
For the logistical record on that, I updated the cart weight to show that, and I put a placeholder item in for my backpack, and deselected the backpack from my inventory so that its weight isn't on me, and it's on the cart.
Understood. So you're saying that you are carrying your backpack, but on the off chance you need to leave it, you can toggle off, toggle on. Is that what I'm understanding?
I have it in the cart, but because it's a container, it didn't want to add to the cart.
Oh,
So I
I
added
understand.
Amelia's backpack is a custom item
Understood.
and deselected it from me.
Got it. Okay. All right. Just make sure that you make a point if you are taking stuff with you into or onto or away from the cart. Please make sure that you notate that so that we don't have like a, well, I said I got it, and I go, well, you didn't though.
Yep. I changed my backpack in my inventory to say backpack parentheses on cart end parentheses.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So, you guys rest through the evening. How are you guys going about this resting process? Because you will have to sleep, and Pearl will not go on any longer unless you try to push her, in which case she could wind up sick or injured.
We talked about watches. I'd like to learn how to do a watch.
Yeah, let's definitely set up maybe two people on watch. Two people on watch, and then the rest sleep, and then like maybe like every 2 hours or so we switch out. I do need to do some hunting in the area. He says these are like grasslands and plains.
Yeah, so behind you is woodland, which is dense, and then out ahead of you is plains.
All right, so I'm gonna definitely hunt something down around here. Probably some, if I can find it. It'd be nice if I could find a deer or something. But I guess while somebody should probably disconnect Pearl from the cart, and then we hobble her to a tree or something, and then give her some grain, and then I'll try to find us some food.
Do you want some help with that?
I would say no. Absolutely. Thank you, Canis.
I'll take
Okay.
care of Pearl the best I can.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll as far as Pearl's concerned. She's extremely domesticated, and she seems to have handled Pain and Dench both pretty well so far. So, yeah, Pain, you can get the bit and bridle off, unhook her from the cart, kind of lash her to a tree so that way she doesn't go fucking wandering off in the middle of the night. And Dench and Canis head out to hunt. What are Lyra and Amelia doing, if anything? Are y'all just fucking throwing down bedrolls and lounging?
I think it would be kind of a sight because Lyra's never had to deal with a bedroll before, and it's probably much larger than she is, so I imagine she would struggle with trying to get it set up.
I think Amelia, who's not exactly much of an outdoorsy person by experience, would still she'd do what she could to help Lyra get set up and just kind of awkwardly figure it out together. And she's been pretty quiet throughout the day, but is just like, oh, this seems like an opportunity to assist. I will try and help over here.
Okay. Did anybody buy a tent? Or are you guys just all sleeping up under the stars?
Under the stars, as Celestian
Yeah.
wills it.
All right. Anybody starting a fire, or are you guys raw dogging this thing?
I can
What's the
start
weather
a fire.
like?
It's fucking
Sorry.
cold. It's like late November at night, and you just got out into the plains. So you know exactly what that feels like. It's crisp. Like during the day it's still relatively warm, but at night it's like you're gonna have to hunker down in those sleeping bags and pull them up over your head. It is gonna be very cold.
I can do the fire part. We gotta put the sticks like this, right? And she tried to find some sticks nearby and set them up like.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival check for me.
Okay.
Payne's kind of done a lot of this already, so he's pretty confident in getting his stuff set up. And as those two are kind of struggling and muddling through everything, he's standing back, watching, snickering a little bit, and maybe eventually he'll help.
Yeah, and it's interesting because you watch initially, Lyra's like looking around and she's like, "Oh yeah, sticks. Okay, well, there's a lot of trees right here," and she kind of like disappears into the wood line, comes back out like 3 or 4 minutes later, and she's got, sticks, sure, but they're all wet, like fresh. And then, Payne, you would kind of like glance around into like the plainsy area and notice like a lot of the dead, dry, long prairie grasses, things like that. You're going to need to get the fire started. And you kind of nonchalantly start picking up that dry stuff. Lyra, you catch on and you're like, oh, these leaves are wet. That's not going to work. And you kind of like follow along behind and sure as shit, I mean, you find a lot of like dry brush, dry shrubbery that might burn quickly, but there's enough of it to probably continue fueling until you find something more substantial. But honestly, everything within the woods it's all alive. You're not going to burn that, or if you do, it's going to be horrific thick smoke, and it's going to be gross.
Okay.
So, but with a 16, that's not bad. We will say, for the sake of brevity, you guys do get yourselves set up with a little campfire. I'm assuming that you firebolt it.
Yeah, I would definitely
Okay.
use.
Okay. Yeah. So you go ahead, Amelia.
Yep, sorry, I was waiting till you were done with that. Looking at the map doesn't show any trees further west. Are we, as we've traveled throughout the day, have we already started to see the trees getting more sparse?
You guys have not traveled. That second line is actually going to be your second day. You guys are literally,
Okay.
I'm going to ping it. You guys are right at the edge of the woods. What I'll tell you is that the wood line is a wall. And as you look out past it, there is light shrubbery and a lot of tall, dead and dying prairie grasses, but like on the horizon from where your eyes can see, you don't see any like full-sized trees.
Okay. Then Amelia, after watching Lyra and Pain, is going to we're heading into the plains, right? Should we gather wood for down the road so we can make fires? The nights are only going to get colder. She'll probably look to Dench at that part, Dench/Pain, as the adults of the party.
Yeah, Dench and Kane I think are out hunting at this
we're
point.
still hunting.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
in that case, we'll look to
Sorry,
Pain.
I'll circle back to them.
It wouldn't be a terrible idea. I don't know how elves feel about chopping down trees, but I think we could probably find some smaller stuff on the ground that we could, toss in the wagon and take with us. But there's, I mean, you can see what's out there. We can make enough heat to cook some meat anyway.
Well, I can work on gathering some fallen things then, for now, unless there's something else that would be more beneficial.
Nothing comes to mind.
Then she will nod, and she will spend time gathering fallen, dry sticks.
All right. Okay, so you guys are going about the fire setup and like just the kind of the camp setup. You light the fire, no problem. While that's happening, Dench and Canis, how exactly are you going about this? What is your intent here?
Well, Dench would definitely have out his bow and arrow, not his +1 arrows, by the way. Very not a hunter.
Oh, we gonna eat today.
Yeah.
You will die.
Blow a deer in half here now. Well, I mean, if we go through the grass, we can pick some useful chunks out. He's going with his normal ass arrows. I don't know if this is insulting at all, but are you able to track animals in the brush? Is that something you're able to do? You're comfortable with doing?
I don't mind. It's been, to be honest, a really long time since I've gone hunting. So, no promises on how well I'll do, but I could. Before.
Perhaps maybe we track down some kind of, largish animal that can feed us all. A deer would probably be the best. Maybe you circle around it, you scare it out, and then I hit it with my bow.
Alright, want me to chase it to you?
Yeah. Or at least in a location where I can get it, but probably most likely towards me would probably be the best.
Alright, sounds like a good idea.
And then Bench will kind of set himself up kind of out of sight as best he can wherever Canis goes, I guess. He'll try to be down downwind from wherever he's going.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead and start with this? Canis, why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check? And this will be for you, this will be for scent. Unless you want to go a different route with it and try to... Oh,
No, I'm good.
No, okay. Yeah, you stick to scent. Okay, so you guys walk along the woodland's edge for probably about 10-15 minutes or so going north. And away from those who are wearing heavy armor and starting fires. You get to a point where Canis, you definitely begin to smell a mustiness that is very reminiscent of some sort of beast. You go ahead and give me a nature check. God damn.
This is crazy.
Ooh, somebody cheating.
All the 20s.
Okay, so you catch it on the wind and you bring your nose to the ground, and sure enough, there is definitely some piss right where you were following the scent initially. And as you breathe deep into your jackally nose, you identify this as a goat. You not only identify this as a goat, but you identify this as a female goat. Who is no longer pregnant, but just was, and that tells you she is probably very plump.
Okay, in that case, I want to kind of, I guess, not behind it, but like the opposite direction of Dench. Kind of, I guess, from there on, I'll kind of use like the common wolf hunting tactic of like yipping and like pretending to bite the ankles to like chase them in a set direction.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and start with the stealth check?
What I also need, I'm also trying to be stealthy, so I'm not gonna alert them.
Yeah. Now, are you moving with Canis, or are you staying still?
Canis kind of has his nose to the ground. Is there any point where like he catches a scent and just kind of head up and then goes in a direction? Or...
That's a good question, Canis.
Yeah, probably would. He'd lift his head up and kind of whisper, "I smell something that way."
Yeah, and you definitely know, like, you smell it, almost like seeing the string around Lyra's waist. You smell it that hard.
That cartoon, like...
Yeah.
kind of like... All right. So then he's seeing and hearing that, he'd find, some probably try to like crouch down behind some tall grass, or maybe just inside the wood line, try to hide himself a little bit. Just
okay.
Draw him out towards me, or out in the open if you can.
Okay.
I'll push him your direction.
Dench, go ahead and make a stealth check, and then Canis, you make a stealth... Oh, you already rolled a stealth check, sorry.
Damn it. Stupid twigs. Could I get some of those nat 20s?
Alright, so
Yes,
Canis, you do successfully sneak up. So you go about 50 yards to the northwest of where you guys are at now, so this direction, and you kind of poke your head up just above some of the dying grass, and sure as shit, there is a big fat ass goat that is just chilling and eating, just grazing, doesn't seem to notice you. You are downwind of it currently, so it is just going about its business. And you're very, very quiet. So,
I want to make sure this doesn't look like a farm goat, does it? Doesn't look
I
like
mean,
some-
define farm goat
That's true, I
versus
guess they would
wild
be hard
goat.
to tell, yeah.
There's no bell on it. It doesn't have a rope around its neck. It doesn't look like it's been tagged. You are in the plains, and there are no farms that you can see.
Yeah, good enough for me.
And it is, I mean, a wild goat is not all that crazy.
I know, it's just from the image. I just wanted to make sure. I know
Yeah.
you sometimes like to throw.
Oh, I know. No. That's an image from D&D Beyond. That's not... Yeah, that's just the general idea of the goat. Good question, though, because you're right. I would fuck you. I would fuck you. my goat! God, no! Without that mother's milk, the baby will die! Oh, man, it would just be a mess.
My favorite goat, Bessie.
Yeah. Josa! No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
If it's Joseph, we're fucked.
Yeah. Okay, so you sneak up on this thing. You get down to within like probably 4 or 5 feet, and you know you could easily lunge up and probably spook the shit out of it. The thing is, goats are a little unpredictable. It's like there's a good chance that it's gonna bolt one direction versus the other, and or just try to jump right over you and go the opposite direction. So, is there anything in particular you want to try to do, or are you just gonna just kind of jump at it and hope for the best?
So Canis doesn't have much he can do, in terms of like resources he has around him or what he can hold. But I think, sorry, let me do this instead so I don't just like go off the wild. He has hunted before, probably nothing this big. Is there something Canis would know to do? Because what I'm thinking is, like, usually what would happen is they'd run like beside the goat in the direction they don't want them to go, to kind of be like, because who would run
To hurt it? You want to essentially like do like an aggressive herding? Okay. No, yeah, I think that's probably pretty appropriate. So why don't we go ahead and have you... So as you lunge out at this thing, why don't you go ahead and give me an intimidation check or an animal handling check, your choice.
Take the animal handling.
Okay.
Nat one.
Oof. We've been waiting on that. All right, hold on.
Coming.
I'll roll two.
Karma.
Okay, I definitely rolled
Just
higher.
stares back at you.
Yeah. Okay, so you lunge out at this thing and kind of go to like nudge it. Dench, you can see him. You can see the goat now. Its head kind of comes up, but you can't see much more of it. And it kind of like does that weird goat thing where it kind of like leaps into the air and kicks its feet at the same time, and then it bolts around Canis, like around the back of him, and starts running in the direction of the bridge.
Do I have a clear shot on him?
What are you using a short bow or a long bow?
Longbow.
Longbow. I would say that I mean, if you were actually hunting, it's definitely not a broadside shot. It's like a shot where its back is vertical to you. But you've got a shot on it if you'd like to take it.
Yeah, I'll take the shot.
All right, and Canis, are you following? Like when it bolts, you're still trying to move with it to kind of nudge it back in the direction of Dench, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and make an attack roll for me, Dench. 18. All right. Yeah, you fucking nail this thing. For 7 points of damage. Oh, yeah. So, Canis, you're like, fuck. Then this thing is bolting around you and running towards like the direction of the bridge. And as you're trying to like, you keep like running into it to physically try to like turn its body, and it's stubborn as shit. All of a sudden, it fucking just comes to a screeching halt as an arrow embeds itself in its spine. It hits it. You see the arrow actually like punches through, and to where like the tip of it is actually projecting through its sternum. It like, I mean, went straight through its back, but it's like running, and then just turns into a sack of potatoes that was moving at about, 11 miles an hour. And it comes to a stop, takes a couple of deep breaths, kind of like half coughs, half sneezes. You see like bloody bubbles coming out of its nose, and then it stops moving.
Okay, then Canis will probably just wait there.
And Dench, you would have seen that. I mean, at least from the back. I mean, you yeet that bitch, and it just fucking whoom, boop, 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 boop.
Dench, as soon as the arrow was loosed, he would have been moving too. So you sprang up, fired, ran, and was probably trying to get another arrow out when he saw it actually go down.
Okay, yeah, and that's easy enough. I mean, this thing did not make it very far. So, you run up on the goat and on Canis, who is kind of like blood spattered from where the impact of the arrow had hit this thing. But by the time you get to it, Dench, it's just finishing its last breath.
Just to kind of make sure it's not suffering anymore, he'll take out a dagger and just kind of right through the brain.
Yeah, give it the old 1-2 punch. All right, yeah, you go through the side of the head, and it's like it goes through it, even with the intent of mercy there. You're glad you did it, but it was definitely already not there. And you have a goat,
Good job.
and
Good
it is a
job,
big
Canis.
fucking goat.
Damn, you found a fat girl. Okay, nice.
Yeah, sadly, I'm not very scary, I guess. To be fair, I don't normally hunt things this big.
Well, you got her out in the open. Got a clean shot on her, which was out. That was really all I was really asking for. So perfect. Good job.
Yeah, and
Good shot.
Canis, as you look down too, you kind of confirm your suspicions. Her they don't call goats teats udders, so I won't call them udders, but her teats are actually full, and you see like little teeny tiny drips of milk coming out. So not only will you have meat, but you will also have at least, 2 flesh bags of milk. Sorry, I had to say it like that, but it is what it is.
Ew.
Fine. This one seems to have milk as well.
All right. How big is this goat? You said is it enough? Is it too
yeah.
big for me to carry?
No, you could probably carry it. It's medium size, so it's a big goat.
And then what about the arrow? Is it retrievable?
Ooh,
went through
that
my goat.
yeah. And that dealt a shitload of damage too. I'll tell you what, I'll roll for it. One sec. It didn't make it by literally 2%. I told myself if it was a 20 under 25%, and I rolled a 27. So yeah, I mean, pieces of it you probably could, but a good chunk of the head of it is busted. And then like the fletching is all fucking gunked up and gross. Shaft of it's okay.
Oh, the shaft actually. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he'll retrieve the shaft at least and kind of put that in its gear and kind of throw the goat over his shoulders. And I don't know, taking a quick look around. Are there like a bunch of like baby goats like in utter terror?
Mama! Go ahead and make a perception check for me. No. And I'll give Canis, because what your passive perception is. Canis, go ahead and make a perception check as well, because you have very high passive perception.
This site?
This will be
Yeah, short.
it will be. It could be sight. I mean, you could stand up on your hind legs and look around. But if you want to utilize scent, then you can utilize scent too.
No, I won't sight because I have advantage on sight.
Gotcha. That's not bad. So you kind of do a couple of like spring jumps as you're up and looking around, and as you go up, like when you hit the midpoint of your up, your arcane senses kind of flash, and you do kind of a 360 with these leaps, looking over the tall grass. You are confident that not only do you not spot any baby goats, you don't spot anything living within your eyesight. To be fair, you don't spot anything unliving within your sight as well, just so we're not freaking out.
I appreciate that clarification very much.
That's a good clarification.
Nothing living per se, but there's a shit ton of zombies around.
Yeah, baby goats, no. Ghouls, yes.
Baby zombie goats, yeah.
No, that's too much.
You made it worse.
What are you looking for, Dench? There's nothing else around here.
I was just trying to see if there was a bunch of baby goats. You know, it'd be kind of feel like it might be a little bit shitty to leave a bunch of baby goats and maybe take them along with us, but it's fine. We're good.
Yep. Yeah, there's nothing around. Both living and unliving.
That's good. Hate to see a whole bunch of zombie goats.
Yeah, that does sound terrible.
All right, let's get this girl back. Get her all trimmed up, and we'll eat well tonight. Maybe tomorrow.
Yes,
I don't know.
if they didn't set anything on fire.
All right.
Probably should have helped him with the fire before I left.
So it's
I've
about
never been outside.
it's about that time that you two start actually catching a whiff of campfire. And as you look back towards the tree line, you are confident that there are no fully engulfed trees at the forest line. So you guys make your way back to the campsite, and the rest of you have got the fire stoked and moving. You're having to find a lot of brush to keep it fueled, but it's going. And Dench and Canis approach you, and you see Dench has something slung around his neck. That took them, by the way, about 35 minutes or so.
Would I still be out gathering sticks and stuff for future ventures?
So, like I said before, there's not really stick. It's a lot of dead brush and very, very small twigs and things of the sort. So, yeah, you could be out there doing that. But seeing how fast the fire was cooking through the fuel, you're going to have sacks upon sacks upon sacks of it, which is fine. I mean, it's the plains and there's dead grass, so you can take it and dry it out if you'd like.
Okay. I was just thinking before we got too far away from what trees there still were, if I could get anything.
You can get it. The problem is it's not dry. It's all wet.
Oh, but we could dry that out as we go a little bit.
Okay.
Still gather some. And Amelia
Sure.
doesn't know better for some of that.
Sure.
So
Okay. Okay, so yeah, Dench and Canis reapproached the campsite.
Right, we got some meat for tonight, and we got some milk too out of the deal. Maybe.
Hey, look at that old nag.
Yeah.
That's rude.
Canis and I make a pretty good team.
Yeah, he's a good shot.
And then Dench will get set to butchering this old girl.
You're doing it
And
right there in the, like right at the campsite.
Yeah. Well, maybe not right there in the campsite, but kind of like a little ways off.
Sure.
Like not right in the middle of everything. It doesn't want to attract like bear or anything.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you, I'm not going to make you roll a survival check just to gut this thing. It's pretty simple. That'd be rude as fuck. You nat one and cut the stomach open. Ooh, buddy, that's no fun. But I'm assuming that Dench is, knowing what he was hunting on the way to Willow Hollow, I'm pretty sure that he's confident enough to gut a goat. So yeah, we'll say, actually, you know what? Give me a survival check just so we can see what you can successfully harvest from it. How about that?
Sure.
Okay. It's not great, but so here's the thing. It's very rare to slaughter a goat who has just finished its nannying cycle, meaning it's really weird to have one that's got milk as well as meat. So you kind of try to figure out how the hell to best harvest everything. What is your priority, meat or milk?
Meat first, yeah.
Meat,
Well,
okay.
Yeah. Meat is a priority. Milk would be nice, yeah.
Okay. So we will say... Okay. We'll say that instead of like the normal 30 pounds of meat that you would have gotten from this, that you only get 20, and you get like a quart of milk. Of goat milk. So 20 pounds of goat meat, hope you like goat, and 1 quart of goat milk.
I'm gonna put this in the party inventory.
Got it.
We're gonna be cooking it tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm putting it in the inventory.
I would like to set the hunting trap right around the gut pile.
Okay. To the north, south, east, or west of the gut pile.
North sounds good.
Okay.
Well, farther from camp side. That's what I'll say. Wherever
Okay.
the gut pile is, farther from camp.
Okay, for the sake of ease, I'll just say that that happens to be to the north, and it is to the north.
Just in the middle of the night. Oh, fuck. Who put this trap here?
Trying to take our guts. Okay, so, Dench comes back after probably what is honestly another full hour, because the harvesting process is not a very fast one. But he comes back a couple times with armfuls of different cuts of meat. And then, you know, however you want to carry it, it's either going to be like a bowl or a jug or whatever floats your boat. I'm not going to have you carry the teat over severed and just like squirt it. That's fucking dark even for my world.
Here, everybody line up.
Yeah. Come on, kids. No, I'm kidding. That's God. This has been. I should have just fucking had you kill a deer. It would have been so much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really have nothing to I guess put it in other than like my water skin.
Yeah, you don't have to do the water skin. That's okay. We could even say like, even if you find like, I don't know. All right, fuck the milk. Take another 2 pounds of meat. Because otherwise it's gonna get weird.
Already gotten weird. It's gonna get more.
Shut up, you. Okay. So yeah, he comes back carrying, I mean, just loads and loads and loads of meat. Probably, you know, 3 or 4 armfuls of big roasts, steaks, scrap. And it looks good. Who is cooking it? And who has cooking supplies? Cooking utensils, cooking tools.
If we're trying to figure out who's good at cooking, don't put my name on that list.
Either.
Should have got cooking supplies while we were out.
I have a mess kit, and I will cook.
Oh, don't forget we have those tongs.
And the tongs. We also have the green wood that Lyra brought over, and we can do some skewers and stuff like that. So
Sure.
mess kit has a cooking pan and a plate, shallow bowl.
Yeah, and to be clear, it's the box of the mess kit that can be doubled as a cooking pan. So, yeah, okay. Okay, perfect. So yeah, you guys pop open the mess kit. You utilize some really rudimentary things in order to cook, but that's okay because all you're doing is grilling meat. Nobody's got seasonings. It's just gonna be meat. So why don't you go ahead and give me a survival check just for the cooking process, Payne? Oof.
We burned all our 20s.
Yeah, well, you
Dench.
just...
Salt. That's what we forgot was salt.
Okay, so what did I give you then? 22 pounds of meat? Give me 1 sec. Okay, so out of the 22 pounds, 15 pounds are charred beyond edibility. Like charcoaled out. So you guys end with 7 pounds of actually decently grilled meat. And that means that, I mean, that's going to feed everybody. That means you guys do not need to use rations for this day's worth of travel. That is still ample enough for your consumption. But a lot of the meat goes to waste.
All right. So I think next time we visit a town, we should probably get ourselves some kind of skillet or something, or some salt.
Some better cooking things. Yeah, that
Sorry,
did not go well.
I forgot about that part. Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what? We're going to keep that charred stuff for animal bait around the hunting trap.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't even want to eat that. I hope the other animals do.
Then you did a good job.
Yes,
Well, thank
Dench did. And Canis.
And Pain.
GMF.
Actually, the fire.
Well, wait, Pain
made
made
the-
the fire.
Yeah, Pain made the fire.
Well, Lyra made the fire. I got the sticks and little things.
I
Well,
learned that you can't use the wet brush sticks to make a fire, so
It's more than I know. Good job.
And you helped set up Pearl.
Okay, so does anybody have anything else that they would like to accomplish? I don't want to take away from RP at all, but I know it's a long journey, so if anybody wants, if you guys are cool with it, we can sake of brevity through the evening.
I think for Dench, kind of going off like what you guys were talking about, loading up wood into the cart, he might like start chopping like larger logs into smaller logs, basically like kind of quartering some wood what he can with a hand axe, not
Okay.
much.
Okay, I'll tell you what. For all of, since everybody is work, not everybody's working with the wood. It was Amelia, Dench, and who else? What was it? Just Amelia and Dench that were working with the wood?
I think it was.
Both of you. Okay, why doesn't one of you roll survival with advantage? Your guys' choice.
That's all you.
Okay. Oh, hey, digital dice came up again. Hey, there's nat 20. Did it not come up? Damn it.
I did see it.
I see it in
I seen it.
D&D
I see it in the game log. So yeah, it looks like a 22. Okay.
Yeah, so that's obviously the digital dice is still a problem. But yeah,
Oh.
it was a nat 20.
Uninstalling Beyond 20 and reinstalling it did work for me, as an FYI. And it took like 10 seconds, so not terribly long.
Okay, we'll say with a nat 20, now it is really hard to find decent wood that can be chopped and used for actual campfires and is also dry. So this is going to seem low, but with a nat 20, I'm going to give you double of what it was.
Like this isn't like I'm more setting up for like future,
Yeah.
campfires and all that.
Right. So that's going to be 20 pounds of wood. Which you figure, being somebody whose kind of expertise is this world, that 20-pound, an actual 20-pound setup of wood would probably get you through at least a full night. And you guys are already taken care of for tonight, so you've got at least one more solid night. And it's already dry. Dry enough anyways to torch. Okay. Anything else? Alright, perfect. So, for those of you who are taking watch, go ahead and determine that. Who's taking... Are you guys doing tiered watches? You'll need to have 2 watches a night. In
I don't
4-hour
mind
brackets.
taking first watch. Oh, wait.
Canis did also say he
Dench,
was going to take watch.
Dench and Lyra, why don't you take the first watch? Because that's usually sort of the easier one. I'll take
Okay.
a second watch.
It might make sense to have someone who can heal on both watches if needed. You and I should probably split up, Pain. Hopefully nothing happens, Celestian willing, but thinking about splitting it. Lyra and I both have the least amount of skills with this as well. No offense, Lyra. Maybe Dench and myself and Pain and Lyra, so that it's a little split of skill set and experience.
Sure.
Whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
Okay. So then it'll be... So just so I'm understanding, it'll be Amelia and Dench first watch, and then Pain wanted to take the second watch with Lyra?
That'll do.
Okay. If you guys want to change it, please feel free.
That's fine.
Okay. So, first watch. Why don't you both give me... let's see here. Why don't you both give me a... perception check as we roll through the first tier of the evening. It is quiet, by the way. Not eerily quiet like in the Thornell estate, but it's pretty quiet out here. Okay, 15 and 8. So, collective success. Nothing of note within the first 4 hours. The sun fully sets, the fire softly crackles, you guys keep it tended, no problem. The moon does rise. It is still a very, very powerfully bright crescent. And Amelia, it is majestic. Very majestic.
I'm pretty sure that would explain her 8 is she does spend a lot of time looking up and a lot of time just thinking about things that she's read and heard and in prayer and less on watching. She's not very disciplined in that regard, evidently.
And you might see Dench almost like going through a routine, like almost like religiously going through a routine. Like every half an hour, he's up, he's doing a perimeter around the camp. He's like checking on Pearl, checking on the gear, checking on anybody who's sleeping. Stoking the fire, and then he'll sit down for a few more minutes. He has his bow in his hand the whole time.
And near the end of it, if we're going to do this nightly, which it seems like that makes sense, would you show me what you're looking for when you do that? For next time?
Yeah, sorry. I just kind of fall into a routine pretty easily when it's in God duty. Yeah, I'm just looking for anything that moves, anything that has teeth. I might want to put them inside of us. Making sure Pearl didn't snap her hobbles or something absconded with our gear. That stuff.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And mostly, I get up every half an hour to make sure I don't fall asleep.
That
I'm
would also make sense. If you want, I could probably take a watch alone if you'd like to rest.
Oh no, this is my responsibility. It's important for me to be part of the God routine.
You also you shot us that, gestures towards the pile of meat that's not charred ashes, and are helping us get to where we need to go. Don't discount that or say you need to do more. Just out of sense of obligation.
Well, just doing my part. I'm not trying to beat myself up or anything. I'm just doing my part.
And she'll nod. Besides, she'll kind of gesture up towards the moon. That's a good omen for traveling. We'll be fine.
It's a beautiful sky tonight.
And I think they will. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Dench would sit down and ask Amelia about the constellations a little bit, and ask her about what he's seeing up in the moon and all that. And
She would show more energy with that than she has all day. Like, she was pretty quiet during the day, but once she kind of gets into that, there's definitely some wistfulness there as it starts. But she will share story after story that's very obviously repeating ones that she's heard time and time again.
Amelia, make a religion check.
Oh no! Oh, I thought that was gonna be a 2.
No, I mean, and at second level, it's actually, I mean, a 13 is pretty decent. So as you're going through your star routine, and you're kind of like pointing things out and talking about, the idolization of the different moon phases and their meanings and things you should and shouldn't do during them, and the crescent moon being, ironically enough, really great and good omen for travel. You stop and you kind of go you go to the bottom hook of the crescent, and as you go out to the west, to the left of that, you kind of you point at a cluster of stars, and you say, and it's interesting, I've seen signs that this this is the direction we're supposed to be going, and you point at the clusters of stars, and as you do so, Dench, make a perception check. Okay, Amelia,
Ebbing all the way, baby.
yeah, all day, every day. Amelia, you again, you see this pop up, and you point it out. You really, you even draw what you're seeing. Dench, it's just a cluster of stars. You don't see shit.
And I also kind of imagine, as she's talking, he's also trying to keep an eye on the surrounding neighborhood. He's interested. He's actively, having a conversation, but he's more.
He knows damn well that if he gets too engaged, he's gonna lose the perimeter.
Like what Amelia has absolutely done. The second her focus goes up, she loses track of the world around her. So yeah, she'll continue.
Okay.
She'll just kind of accept that he can't see it and kind of quietly just thank Celestian for that, and then continue.
Okay.
The thought of her hallucinating as an extra side effect from post mind control has not entered her mind at all. Mine, I'm terrified.
Yep. Okay, so your guys' 4 hours goes by without issue then. You go and wake Pain and Lyra. Lyra, who actually I believe only needs 4 hours, correct? Did we determine that, or was it 6 because of your half?
I think that was Amelia, wasn't it? She's elf.
Lyra is half elf.
Yeah, Lyra's half elf.
She's half elf and half gnome.
I didn't
Because I do
think
weird shit.
half elves had any specialty for sleeping.
Yeah,
Looking at right now.
that's what we're trying to determine.
Nope, just magic can't put you to sleep.
Yeah, just not magically.
Okay, so you will need full hours, so you'll have to go back to sleep afterwards. But, okay, so Dench and Amelia then tap out and tap in Pain and Lyra. I'm assuming Kane is just, he does not take watch. He gets his fucking 8 hours of shut-eye because he's the bestest of boys.
I mean, yeah, no, he would have absolutely not said anything about taking watch.
I noticed, by the way, that you didn't say a fucking word during that conversation. I knew your lazy ass was going to sleep.
Not only that, but he absolutely snuck back onto the cart. And unless Laura wakes him up, he's not leaving till morning.
Yeah, there would be a moment, Pain, you'd probably see where she kind of looks around, eyeballs Kane is sleeping on the damn cart, and clearly
It's just a tail hanging over.
Yeah, she sees his tail. She clearly considers waking his ass up, but then decides against it.
That reminds me, by the way, go ahead, make sure whoever's got the feed for Pearl, make sure you do reduce that to 13 from 14, because she will not eat the goat.
Seems fair.
Okay. So Lyra and Pain, so you guys set yourselves up. Why don't you go ahead and both give me perception checks as you go into the midnight to 4 time frame.
If we're making a list of who's good at perception,
God damn.
don't
Pain
put me on
apparently
I got
got it.
half. Exactly half.
It's like, I got dark
I've
vision,
got the
bitch.
extremes. I've got the 20s and I've got the 1s.
Damn Skippy.
The 20 is where it matters.
Alright, so the night continues to progress without issue. Pain being your first night, out with other people and being expected to literally be in charge of keeping them safe should something happen. You stay hyper vigilant. And to a point where you are almost anxiety ridden. But it's because of that you are so confident that there is no threat to you guys. And what kind of dawns on you, especially with the nat 20, is as you continue to like listen, and as you are looking up at shadows moving, because there are things moving, especially in the boughs of the trees along the forest line where you're at, you are totally confident that this was the best place to rest, because in the trees there are elven sentinels sitting on the edge of these woods watching outward. Nothing is going to touch you, and you are totally confident about that. Okay. Lyra, you are doing whatever the fuck you're doing. So, did either of you two have anything while you are up and watching, or are you guys good?
Yeah, not really. Lyra would make small talk and probably mention Tensor, and when she realizes there's absolutely no interest, she would awkwardly shut up and just keep an eye out. Unless Payne shows interest, but I'm assuming he doesn't.
He's distracted with hyperactive looking.
Okay. All right. So your guys' watch progresses through the remainder of the evening, and everybody benefits now from a long rest. Go ahead,
As
Amelia.
we go into the next day, sorry, put in chat so I wouldn't forget the question. How much of the 7 pounds of goat meat did we go through before bed?
Between the 5 of you, you'd have to eat
Yep.
it all.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure it's not staying in our
Yep.
in our weight.
Nope. And then you've got, and then you'll have to just remove one.
Yep, we already
mule
did
feed.
that. Having a party inventory is so nice.
It is.
In the morning, as we're breaking, like eating in the morning and getting ready, Amelia's gonna have a couple things to say, but I don't know if our DM has other things for us first.
No. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I promised my family. You know how Midwesterners are. Make sure you message
100%.
us when you get home. And I was like, "Fuck! It's been an hour and 11 minutes. Grandma's freaking out." Grandma was freaking out. Okay, so we're good. Yeah.
Yep, I do that after LARP events when I pull in the garage. It's before I even like get out of the car. It's I'm alive. I'm going to sleep now.
Right. I remember that even back when we LARPed together. I'd be like, "Okay, we know how far you're going. You better text us when you get home." And sure as shit, Candace and I. Bzz.
Yep.
Well, we also had fair reason to be concerned.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Okay. So Amelia, as we're kind of getting ready in the morning, I know we can't divert route or anything. Well, actually, Dench, Payne, you either seem to understand the map better or have been out that way. What's more, southwest of Willow Hollow versus just directly west?
What southwest of Willow Hollow?
The
Yes.
lake.
Well,
That's it?
I mean, there's.
That's the inlet of Ankmere.
Oh, are you saying southwest from here, or it's directly southwest from Willow Hollow? Because from directly southwest from Willow Hollow is Varick, town of Varick, at least on here on the map, and he'll pull it out and then.
Yeah, and you guys can all see the map now.
Well, okay. Don't you know how I was seeing the arrow, the sign in the stars, and I've been seeing that every night?
Okay.
Well, I also saw another one, or one that shifted a little bit, and it was just a little bit south of that. Like if, and she's going to just in the dirt kind of just sketch out an arrow, like, so if this is west, and then she's going to draw another arrow that's like 20 degrees further southwest from that. It was more that. And I can't get it out of my head.
So more south of the little rectangle we were looking at. You're talking about that inlet.
Bear with me. You guys
Maybe.
can make that smaller. Sorry, I added that to a handout. So if we are not on this page and you need to reference it for some reason, you can pull it up.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it's trying to compare the stars to a map. It's a little difficult. I don't know what to make of it.
Well, I mean, looking at this map, we do have that spooky little spire of an island down to the south of that of our supposed rectangle area.
It's really hard to get to, though, because of all
Yeah.
the rocky bits poking out of the water.
Yeah.
So you saw arrows, directions in the sky?
I've seen them nightly for the past few nights.
Wait,
When
is that
I've-
what you were trying to point out to me last night?
Yes. Canis. I was with Canis when I saw them 2 nights ago.
Huh?
Looks to Canis as if for help.
And
What
one
are
of
we
them
talking about?
points west.
When I've prayed for guidance or safe travels or any of the other things, I'm not going to get into it a ton. Looks to Lyra.
Have you prayed for directions?
I think that's what she's saying.
Well, guidance and directions. Guidance is a little more vague. Hey, can you guide me in the right direction? Or hey, can you give me?
But just,
I have gotten
just
an
hold on.
arrow in the stars pointing due west. That's how. That is
That's pretty
more.
cut and dry. Yeah.
So
Then why are we talking about going to the spire?
what were you thinking about when it pointed you to the southwest?
High Priestess Alara.
Who is
She was the High Priestess from Holden Glen. She was supposed to make it to Willow Hollow. She set out before me and never arrived, and it's entirely possible that her path took her elsewhere. Indirect journeys are fairly common for Celestian followers. But I was just, I don't know, I prayed for her to have a safe journey, and the stars changed as I was watching them. And I keep thinking about it.
Well,
Oh.
what I would say is you're something pretty special if Celestian is directly guiding you, because I don't. Moradin doesn't write arrows in the sand for me. So if you think we need to go southwest sometime, maybe that's something we need to talk about. But
I don't think
west for
that's
now?
where I don't think that's where our travels are taking us now. I just wasn't sure if you knew what that could be. And it's not the stars have always been waypoints for travelers. Just some people are very bad at reading the stars, and the stars have to help them out a bit more, it seems.
And I'm sorry, what was the name of the person you were looking for again?
High Priestess Alara? Well,
And
I
she was
suppose
coming
now
from-
she would be Priestess Alara. She's no longer a High Priestess. And there is
Where was
the
where was she
closest
coming
thing
from? She's coming
um,
from the east, or she's coming from the west?
South from, well, heading north. She was also from Holden Glen.
Ah, I see.
And when Amelia says suppose it's just priestess now, there's as close of a note of bitterness in and almost disgust in her voice than there has been in the past 4 days.
So your arrow is pointing the direction we're going, right? Not
Yes.
to the spire in the middle of the inlet.
Well, now you're making me question things. And she's going to, so we started here, like she's going to look at the map. We started here, directly west. Yeah, that seems to be where we were thinking.
Okay. I'm just making sure we're not changing directions because the stars said to. And if we are, then I want to plan for it because the only dangers that I was able to find in my research had to do with being in those waters.
Well, when we were back in town and we needed to go back to the estate, the stars very clearly pointed in that direction. And now they're pointing here. Kind of gestures to the map in our rectangle spot.
Is anybody proficient with cartographer's tools? Of course not. Okay. Disregard.
Level 2.
You don't. You can pick that up as a background.
That's true.
That's where you get most tool proficiencies.
Got acolyte and stuff.
Well,
proficient in land vehicles.
Well, fuck, get on that cart, son. Ride that mule.
I'm an anim.
Are you?
No. Yeah, I am.
Okay, sorry. I interjected. I'm doing some back end thinking. Okay. So you guys awake, prepare yourselves for the day ahead, and begin your journey. Whoever is the one who is going to be leading the cart and the group, please make a survival check.
Is that me and Canis in the lead?
Should
You
not
guys
be
did
me.
really well the first time.
Yep, so Canis and Payne, you can both make survival checks.
Just don't make me cook.
No, that's actually not bad. No, you're
doing
actually
it.
doing okay. Yeah, so it's a pretty easy beeline, especially like when you're doing map stuff, to get yourself to like where the bridge would be. And again, Payne, you've been here before. It's no, this is not, and you were here recently, so it's not like it's totally foreign to you. You do successfully recall like where the bridge is, how to get to the bridge, yada yada yada. So you get to that point. As you approach it, there is a very, very short line to get to the paperwork portion of the bridge. There is a gentleman who comes out wearing the colors of Willow Hollow. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Payne.
Did we pick up the trap?
You didn't technically say it, but I'm gonna give it to you because Payne's not an idiot. Now, if you had like a 9 intelligence, we might have to make a roll. But I don't think you do. I'm pretty sure you're at least a 10 or 12.
Was there anything in the trap?
There was nothing in the trap, no. Okay, so you guys get to the bridge. A guy comes out, Elven, probably high Elven, but he's got a helm on. And he's got what essentially looks like a clipboard. It's actually like just like a slab of wood with paperwork on it. And he kind of approaches you. You're halted by a couple of other guards with spears and short bows on their back. And the lead, I guess, the person who's in charge walks out and kind of looks you all up and down. Sorry, we're gonna need to do a quick cart inspection. And where exactly is everyone headed? And he kind of looks you each individually over and takes notes, including Pearl.
Good morning. We don't actually have an exact destination, but we're heading out west in the area of the what was the name of the inlet?
The inlet of Ankmir.
The inlet of Ankmir. Doing some investigation for Mistress Rosanna.
Oh, do you have credentials? Do any of you have credentials?
Lyra would
Who
take
has
out.
the letter?
Well, actually, I don't know if Lyra had the letter.
Um,
You didn't each have one, right?
Amelia pulls out the letter, and will hand it over. And I do have it in my inventory.
Yeah, no, I know. I was waiting to see who was going to claim it. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely not Kana's. Go back to sleep. So he takes the letter, he kind of pulls it out of the envelope, flips it open, reads through it. He says, "Oh, well, okay, fair enough. My apologies. I'm sorry. Typically, when the higher ups in Willow Hollow hire out mercenaries, they at least provide them with some sort of brooch or pin so you're easily identifiable. So this must be something covert, and I will stop my line of questioning there. Thank you very much. I do need to do a very quick inspection of the cart, just for my paperwork.
Oh, please, yeah. By all means, we don't have a cupboard or anything.
So he kind of walks up. You see he puts his hand, like, up on the crest of Pearl, and he kind of, like, runs his hand down to, like, mid-back and gives her a couple good pats. You see, Kana's, make a perception check for me.
Eyesight?
Sight, yes. Okay. Yeah, so you see, so this guy, he does something strange. He runs his hand down to, like, the center of her back, but then he brings his hand around, like, her rib cage. And if you've ever seen equines, their ribs are really big. They look like they have big bellies, but it's just because they have huge fucking lungs and guts. But he brings his hand down, and you see, he taps each one of her ribs going down, and you watch his mouth. He counts the ribs. And then gives her a good pat, kind of like a good pat and a good, like, hearty brush, essentially, with his fingers, and then he moves into the cart itself and starts taking inventory.
I'd like to think Canis is, like, sitting in the cart watching this. Probably, like, near the front, hanging over the edge. He'll probably ask, "So, why are you counting the ribs?"
Sorry? He kind of, like, looks down at you, looks back at Pearl. You are the last one I expected to talk. My apologies. They're just making sure she's well fed. You can't count past the 5th and 6th rib if they're well fed. And I got to 3, so thank you for taking care of, one of Ilona's wild beasts.
Okay. Good to know.
You see, he as he's standing at the cart, he kind of, like, reaches over towards you, like he's gonna give you a scratch, but then he, like, stops, like, halfway, and he's like, shit, I'm sorry. Yes. And he just continues to take inventory into the cart.
It just, like, gives him, like, that awkward stare.
Yeah, so he does a once around of the cart. He gets down and looks up and underneath it. He says, "Okay, you're clear to go. Thank you all very much for your time. Good luck with your endeavors. Be wary as you move further west. There are, lots of strange things in the barrens between here and Durin Moor. Nothing that should prove truly deadly, but probably annoyances and bumps in the road. Literally, we don't build past this bridge, so."
Would you have any advice for our travels?
Well, I don't know where you're going, and neither do you, according to what you told me, so not particularly.
Well, west in general?
West in general. Beware the goblins. Beware the orcs. Beware the giant ants. Yes, massive ant hills, and ants the size of goblins. And let me tell you, an ant...
Far west are these goblin-sized ants?
Out in the barrens. So in the deadlands between, the Greenland and Durin Moor. Where the big craters are.
Ah, okay.
That's where we're going.
As far as the inlet of Ankmere, which you'd mentioned, so we don't go out there ever. So I'm not entirely sure what to tell you about that. There are a number of dire creatures that do roam the wastes and the water alike, including serpents along the river, and he points like next to the bridge. We've seen dire snakes. We've seen the occasional dire piranha. And then we know of dire wolves that are out in the wastelands. We know of dire scorpions, dire ants, things of the sort. So just keep your heads up and alert.
So if anything's out there, it's probably dying.
Sounds that way, yeah.
Sounds like that.
Yeah, they're very large, yes. Although the goblin bands that we encounter are still quite small, ironically enough. Now, you show me a dire goblin and
No.
you've got yourself an ogre. Am I right?
You are right.
You haven't seen any goblins riding those dire ants, have you?
No, I don't.
That sounds like an awful combination. I'm just hoping that's
It does, and I truly pray that they're not smart or strong or wise enough to figure that out, because if they are, I think we're in serious trouble here at this crossing.
That was really evocative too, Dench.
expect the worst, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna be expecting that now forever, until my dying days.
I can't unsee it.
Another one quick question. Are there any trading posts beyond this bridge?
There are no trading posts that I'm aware of between here and Durin Moor. It's said that there are groups of individuals who live in some of the craters, but that ranges from hobgoblin tribes to dwarves, as far as we're aware. I will tell you this is the only crossing for the river, as far as the Sea of Scales to the north and the inlet of Ankmere to the south. So we do get caravans, and we also get trading wagons, traders, coming to and from Durin Moor. Very rarely do we have anybody coming from Willow Hollow going to Durin Moor, but on occasion, we do have wagons coming in from Durin Moor. So if you keep your eyes out, I suppose it's possible to bump into someone.
Yeah, I only asked because we discovered the hard way last night that we don't have proper cooking equipment. So if there's anybody, well, I'm sure maybe I can ask one of these folk crossing the bridge if they have any kind of trading or anything like that. But I'm just looking for some good old cooking equipment and salts and such.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's nothing that. I mean, we don't run a trading post here. But along the way, though, keep your eyes out, because I mean, it's I'd say probably a couple times a week we get wagons from Durin Moor. There are a lot of dwarven traders that come down from those mountains that have wares to sell.
Well, we do need to set up camp nearby. So, is there a limit to how close we can set up camp nearby?
No. As long as you're not on the bridge, if you just go across the bridge and make yourself at home, then you'll be good as gold.
All right. Thank you for all your information, sir. Really appreciate it.
Yes, of course. So I'll just place this line just on the other side of the bridge and say, for the sake of brevity, that you guys have made it across the bridge, and that is where you intend on setting up. Does anybody have anything else for any of these fine folk?
I think
Okay.
so.
All right. So,
As we're kind of setting up, I guess, on the other side of the bridge, to Dench will say to Lyra, Lyra, I'm sorry about last night. Amelia did have a good point to try to spread out healing abilities in case anything got the jump on us. But for tonight, it could be you and I to do our guard duty, since we're a little bit closer to civilization. I believe is probably a little bit more safe.
She perks up a little and oh yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say that you guys did travel. I mean, this was the bulk of the day, and again, remember you're always going to be at the eastern end of the line. The line looking forward is just like what the next day is going to look like. What? Are you good?
Yeah, I'll tell you
Okay.
later.
Okay, so you guys get to that point, and it is already nighttime. So just for clarification's sake here, we are looking at Novus. We are currently Novus the 20. Let's see, this would have been the 28th, so we are going into nighttime on Novus the 28th and preparing for that night. As you do so, you guys have gathered enough wood for a night, and there is really not a whole lot on this side as far as that's concerned. So how do you guys want to go about this? You guys tell me what your preparations are for the evening.
What's the hunting situation looking like around here?
It's looking tough because there are a lot of people camped out on the outside of where you are at right now. Dench, being a man who has had to survive in the wilds and like on rations, your best get, and again, looking at everybody else around you, like nobody's using cooking supplies. There are no pots to be seen. Everyone's using sticks as skewers, reeds as straws, and most of them are fishing. That gives you the idea that you could go fish if you have stuff to fish with. Net? Oh, actually, you have a net, don't you?
I do have a net.
You
Yes.
could now, the smaller shit will get through. But if you go downstream a little bit where there's not really a whole lot of people, I would absolutely allow you to go fish.
Okay. Yeah. Dench will gather up his net, and I guess hunting's not too high around here. Then maybe the river has something to offer, and then I'll go down to the river and toss a net.
Would you
if
like some
anybody
help
wants to
again?
join me. If you'd like, sure. I'd welcome anybody who wants to come.
I might tag along only because I'm very nervous about things. It's not likely they'll come upriver, but again, that was the only stuff I read about that was dangerous in the water.
Oh, right. You say, did I hear dire piranha? I'm not even
Dire
sure what that is,
piranha?
but it sounds terrifying.
Mm-hmm. I'll bring my fire bolts.
Yeah.
You could just like step out of the water.
Lyra's already walking
Me
away.
and Amelia will set up camp.
The two high
Have a
wisdom
chunk out of my
players.
Don't burn it.
All right. So, okay. So Dench, Canas, and Lyra go down to the river, not to pray. The two religious people are back at camp. So you guys go down to the river. As you are down there, so you get down. You go far enough down river to where you don't see any travelers who are utilizing this as a safe point to rest. Because everybody else is fishing. There's people out there with, they've got like bed sheets that they're trying to scoop shit out of the river. There's kids in the shallows just picking snails and clams and like gross shit. You see a couple of kids trying to catch frogs, and you're like, man, anything that does come downstream at this point is going to be scared downstream and is not going to be caught by these simpletons, cheap tricks. So you get yourselves to that point. So Dench is going to utilize his net. Canas and Lyra, are either of you going to assist in this? And if so, how, please?
I would-
Yeah, I like.
Go ahead.
I'd like this to be like keeping an eye out across the water for like any signs where like the most life would be.
Okay. Okay. You're looking for signs of life, you said across the river, or are you looking like in the river?
In where we are.
In it. Got it. Okay, Lyra, anything to add to that?
She'd ask Dench if there's anything that she can do to help, and if not, then she'd stay the fuck out of the way.
You might want to refill some water skin. Make sure we're staying well hydrated.
I could do that.
And yeah,
I will do that.
if you see anything, big enough to take a bite out of my ass, if he can just, zap it once or twice, that'd be great.
I could do that too. I'll watch.
I'm
I'll fill the
take
water.
a bite out of its ass first.
Yeah. Got it. Reverse ass biting. I'm gonna watch for anything that could take a bite out of Dench's ass while I'm refilling. I'm refilling the water skin.
And then Dench is going to toss out the net a couple times.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a survival check, please.
Am I having?
Yeah. So you would have advantage on that, so you can reroll. All right. So yeah, between you and Canis is you. Now the interesting thing, Dench, is that what is your passive perception's 12. So you would notice as Canis goes into like sentry mode and he's looking out over the river, you notice there is a very light red glow coming from his eyes, and he actually calls out to you. He goes, hey, center of the river, 50 feet out. About 10 feet down, and you look down, you're just like, what the fuck? I cannot make it. And he goes, it's about to come up, throw it. And you yeet that fucking net, and as you do so, the weights wrap around something very, very long. This thing is probably about 14 feet long. The net, you yank back. Go ahead and give me a actually, you know what? You're going to be reeling this in. Not a strength check. Give me an athletics check. Dench.
It's better than the strength check.
Okay. So you begin to wind something in, and you see this thing thrashing around. The net has caught it, but it is thrashing desperately inside. Canis, you would note that this thing, again, it's probably 12 to 14 feet long and is like a foot and a half in diameter. It's probably a big fucking constrictor snake of some sort.
Oh shit, what did I get?
Looks like a big snake.
Oh god, I got a snake?
A really big one.
Okay, so Dench he's having a little bit of trouble, like, reeling it back to shore just based on its sheer weight and the drag from the water.
So, ironically, I am proficient, despite my strength, I'm proficient in athletics. Am I able to help?
Well, he already made the roll, so the roll is already there. However, you can make an athletics check to grab the rope and assist.
Sure, why not?
Would I also be able to, or is it just going to be him?
Well, you can only do one or the other, so...
Oh, it works.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, so Canis jumps in front of Dench, jumps behind Dench as Dench is feeding like the slack of the rope behind him, and goes into the most intense tug of war as he's yanking back on this thing. And Dench, it's like butter. It's like butter pulling this thing in from that point on. And you finally get this thing up onto the beach, and sure as shit, yeah, it's like a full-size adult constrictor snake. It's a lot.
So Dench, as he's pulling in, he's like, Lyra, get ready to blast this fucker. It's gonna I don't know what the fuck I got, but it's a big motherfucker. I need you to blast it in the face.
Aim for the head.
Okay. So she would position herself so I'm not like shooting through those two, and I suppose she'll throw a firebolt at it.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
22.
22 is a hit. Go ahead and give me damage.
Not much.
Ooh, yeah, not much at all. So
I don't want to electrocute it because then I'll electrocute you guys.
So you you summon this incantation and whoom, sling the firebolt. The firebolt hits it and burns like a 3-foot hole in the net, rendering it partially useless. But you do singe the snake underneath. Oh, it's still fucking alive.
I ruined it. I ruined your net. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
It looks like it's wriggling and trying to find the hole.
Is the hole big enough for me to use my scimitar through it?
Sure.
Is it okay if I run your net more?
It's fine. Just get it before it gets us.
Oh my god, I only got an 11.
An 11 is not a hit, but go ahead and roll damage for me.
Damaging your net.
Yeah, bad. Yeah, you slice the net wide fucking open, and the snake spills out onto the ground. It kind of writhes and kind of like comes up, but since you guys got the jump on it, I'll let you all react to it.
I'm gonna.
Can I run up next to Lyra and kind of try and aim for its, I guess, neck and just bite it?
Sure. And Dench?
Yeah, hand axe to the forehead.
Okay.
Or whatever. Like, hand
Yeah,
axe,
yeah, yeah.
like, cut it in fucker in half. I don't know.
I'd be trying to hit it with my scimitar too, but I'd wait.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna, yeah, because you just, yeah, had an attack. So go ahead, Kanas, give me an attack roll, Dench, give me an attack roll. This is considered a surprise round, by the way, because it was just kind of like bouncing back and reeling. Sorry, Kanas, go ahead.
Can I use Bonded Ally because I'm like next to Lyra?
Yeah, if you're next to her, then yeah, absolutely. Okay, 22's a hit. Yeah, I know it's Dench, I can see it. Okay, 12 is a hit.
27, so 12 is my high.
Yeah, nope, 12 is still a hit. Just a hit, but still a hit. So go ahead and roll with, I believe, sneak attack. There we go. Perfect. All right, so Dench you guys see it writhes up and looks like its head twists towards Lyra, like it's gonna lunge at her. Dench, you come in with the hand axe and you catch this thing in the top of the head and split it. I mean, almost completely down to where just like its forked tongue is left, ironically, considering you just forked its fucking forehead. And Kane, as you jump up under that axe wound and grab it in the neck, and as you yank it, its head just completely becomes disembodied from its body, and the rest of it flops around on the ground for a minute before kind of deflating.
Well, all right.
Well, this never gets easier.
No, it does not. Things tend to not want to be turned into food. Dench will kind of retrieve isn't that like completely in like tatters? It's like just cut in half, kind of. Like,
So there's a small singed portion, and then when she hit it with the scimitar, she sliced probably 3/4 of it, so it's like split completely. It's like a prong. It will not function as a net until it gets fully repaired. You know you've got some repair ahead of you.
All right. These things happen. Equipment gets broken. My arrow got broken in the goat just yesterday. It's okay.
Can we fix it on watch maybe tonight? Can I help you tie knots or
I can
something?
try. It's gonna take a little bit of repair to do, but
I'm sorry. I'll buy you a new net.
yeah, it's okay. Well, it's not like my daddy's net or anything like that. It's not like a family heirloom. It's just a net. It's just a tool.
You alright, Lyra?
Am I doing all right?
Yeah, the snake didn't get you, right?
No, I'm just completely useless.
I don't know.
You made it easier for us to hit the snake.
Yeah, I guess I'm good at being a distraction. That's true. I bet Tensor was good at being a distraction.
With the disc, yes.
Probably would have cut
Listen.
that fucker in half with a disc. I don't know what the discs do. I kind of do, but I assume that there's some cutting involved sometimes, right?
Well, really, it was
I think it's
about
more squeezing.
survival. She's gonna go into more facts as we're walking back.
Yeah, as Dench is kind of gathering up the snake, he's just letting her talk.
Candace rolls his eyes but doesn't interrupt her. She needs this.
Okay. So you guys gather up the snake. While that was all going down, Payne and Amelia, were you doing anything fancy or fun that I should know about?
I think since it was just Payne and Amelia, he would kind of pick up the conversation he had put on hold about they were going to talk about where the divine spells come from and how he goes about doing his side of things. Amelia had questions about that, and I don't know exactly what they were, but he'd be more than happy to explain. And since it's just the two of them, I think it'd be a good time for that. Along with getting the camp all set up and ready for whatever they bring back. I'm assuming fish.
Okay. Are you guys, and now you guys are planning on using the extra wood you had gained from yesterday in order to fuel the fire through the night, correct? Here.
Most likely because there probably isn't anything else.
Yeah, not a whole lot, especially with all the people that are hanging out and around. But it would be a good
Yeah.
night to use that fuel, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll definitely do that.
Okay.
Well, Amelia, as they're starting to like build the fire, though she is absolutely all for the cleric conversations, in her infinite naivete, is going to, should we could ask some of the other travelers if they'd like to share camp. Less fire or less wood needed for a fire then. If we share a fire, split watches, we could probably make the travel a little bit easier.
I'm not much for sharing my camp. And I think we'll be safe enough, really, with all of these people around. Chances of goblins or something coming along right now. I mean, I'm not even going to set the trap because there's so many people around. But
But what if there's others who are traveling west as well? We could make the roads easier. Companionship also often helps that way.
well, I guess you have a point there. I'm just strangers come with their own problems.
Well, there's only one way to make them not strangers.
You're not suggesting we kill them.
No, I'm suggesting we go and talk to them.
Oh, well, yeah. I guess that's one way.
Why would I suggest?
Well, I don't. I
Are
mean, you make
you
them
messing with
not
me?
strange.
And she like fully just like kind of swats at him with zero like actual like effort behind it. I absolutely believed you. That was
No,
well
never
done.
believe me unless I'm being serious.
You always seem serious.
Yeah.
Yep, come on, let's go. Let's go make some new allies.
The fire is started. For the food that hopefully they're bringing back.
But we don't have to go far, and maybe we can share the fire and the food then. There might be others who haven't been able to hunt as well as I'm sure Dench and Canis and Lyra are doing.
Payne is like, he's like, okay, but it definitely doesn't want the fire out of his sight or the horse or the cart.
Well,
And like is constantly looking over his shoulder, like wants to go back to it if he follows much at all.
do you want to keep an eye on camp, and I will go and see if anyone needs anything or would be willing to share?
But you just don't go far?
I won't.
And to be fair, like, within sight of your guys' camp, there's only two groups of people. One looks like a small family, and one looks like maybe mercenaries of some sort, but they're not flying any colors in particular, but just an odd tag team.
You mean like us?
Yeah.
You find the replacements for when we die.
Pretty much. It's just your new characters in case this gets bad.
Yep.
Okay.
The family. Visual on them.
Yeah, so you, as you kind of take a peek over at them, they're, like, a little bit further to the south of you. You see two kids, mom, dad, probably elf or half-elf, and, all on foot, wearing, green and white, which is pretty common heraldry for Willow Hollow, though they don't have any tabards that show any symbolism of who they may belong to or what they belong to. But they've each got a tent, like a small tent. Each of the kids has like their own little small like lean-to, and mom and dad have their own tent. There's a little teeny tiny campfire. There's a small pot on the campfire currently, and it looks like the two kids are pouring like just different collections of herbs. One keeps a mortar and pestle that he's pouring into, and the other is adding little bits and pieces of something that you can't quite see from a distance. They look, if you were to shoot in the dark and say they look very poor, like they just don't have a whole lot that they're traveling with.
Yeah, Amelia will, see, I'm just going to go over to that camp over there. It's within line of sight. I'm not going very far. And just kind of look to Payne.
Okay, so Amelia heads off.
Yeah.
You approach in all of your paladin glory this sweet, small family unit. And the parents kind of look up at you. The kid with the mortar and pestle stays looking down as he's grinding, and the other kid who's throwing what you can now see looks like maybe teeny tiny chunks of meat or some sort of fleshy like vegetable into the pot. They all kind of look up at you. The man who's got kind of like shaggy like sandy blonde / brownish hair stands up. You can see now clearly he is half elf. And he kind of looks at you. I'm sorry, did we encroach on, and he points behind you, your sight? Would you
No.
like us to move?
No, not at all. Just the opposite, in fact. I couldn't help smelling what you were cooking, and well, we've had a time of it with our cooking lately, and was, well, wondering if you'd like to join us. Our friends will be back from a hunt soon, and a fire's often better shared amongst friends.
A hunt?
Yeah, we have skilled hunters in our group. And she just smiles, completely not a care in the world.
He kind of looks down at the female, and he switches to Elven momentarily, and he says, "Why would they do this? Do you know who she is?" And she looks up and goes, I've never seen her before. I'm not sure. But if they have meat, the boys would be sustained a little longer." And he kind of nods and looks down at the two kids. He looks back at you and switches to common, totally oblivious of the ears. Switches to common and says, we've only some turnip and greens, and a handful of spices to offer to your cooking pot, if you've got a cooking pot. But if you're offering meat, we'd like to join you, if that's quite all right. And he glances down at your holy symbol, and then kind of like back up to you, and then he kind of like glances up into the sky momentarily. You see him very specifically spot the moon, and then back down at the symbol again, and back up at you, and just you kind of see confidence grow.
And she'll smile and just, well, we have no pot and no spices, but they'll be back from fishing soon. Seems our paths were meant to lead here.
I suppose they were. Are you a priest? Priestess?
No, I'm technically an initiate to the paladins, the paladin followers of Celestian, but we all walk under the same stars.
That we do. Very well. Allow me to gather our belongings, our food belongings. I'll pad out our fire and bring our unused fuel. And he kind of points behind you again at Payne, who I assume is just watching like a hawk, like this dumbass.
You're probably not wrong.
Yeah, I imagine him watching like Red from that 70s show, just like, you dumbass.
Can
but
I help
yeah,
at
go
all?
ahead.
I'm Amelia, by the way, and that one back there is Payne, and I'll introduce you to the others when they're back.
Oh, yes, I'm Amelia. I'm Alamir, and my wife, and she puts her hand up, and you see she kind of like pets his leg, and she says, I can speak for myself. Serfina. Selfina. Sounds like an R, but in our tongue comes across as an L.
Does she have an accent that would imply she's more used to speaking Elven than Common?
That is a great fucking question. Make a history check with advantage because you have half of that blood in you.
What's the guy's name again?
Yeah, actually 100% Alamir.
Then she will, like, nod, like, almost like a bow of the head and say in Elven, peace beneath the stars, Sophina.
She nods and smiles and stands up. As she stands up, you notice she's got a nasty limp on her left side as she kind of takes like a half step forward. Meg, why don't you go ahead?
I was
Go
going to
ahead.
say Amelia immediately is going to, are you hurt?
Oh, she kind of puts her hand up to you, and she says, "This is a birth defect." She kind of glances around. Obviously not typical of our people, but I was born lame on this side, so no need to expend resources on me. Thank you.
And just kind of gauging as she is walking. I'm assuming that tracks. Doesn't seem like there's an injury, no bandage or anything like that.
Make a medicine check.
It looks like a 17 on my screen. I've been betrayed.
Looks like a 6 on mine, bitch. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's tough to tell because she is fully clothed, so you can't really get a good like medical once over on her. But what I will tell you is that she is limping like somebody who is lame, has some sort of lameness, whether it be from birth or because of an accident or whatever. Something is definitely not right on that left side.
She'll nod, and when speaking to her, she'll speak in Elven, unless otherwise said. Well, if there's anything I or my companions can do to help ease the burden, if only for a night, let us know.
Yes, she responds to you. If you wouldn't mind, the boys could probably get the wood that is not being burnt currently, but we can provide your fire, and we'll bring our cookpot. Would you mind assisting Alamir with putting out this fire?
Absolutely go and do so.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll for it, but you assist him. So the kids she takes the cookpot, the kids take the unburnt wood, and you and him put the fire out here put the fire out very well. Just like Smokey the Bear said, you got to pour the water on it and stir, baby. Pour the water and stir. And then you guys head back up towards your camp. So it's about this time that the group is collectively coming together, And give me one moment. I'm going to put you guys on a screen because you don't need to be on the world screen with all this weird shit.
As we're walking up, you guys would hear Lyra say, "Leaving remains invite scavengers, necromancers, or rivals, but a clean dungeon is a safe dungeon. So the disc is part of finishing the job, and killing without follow-through is just sloppy. It's professional ethics, really."
All right, there you guys go. Welcome to your campsite.
Yes, Lyra. I'd also like to point out something that they probably noticed, but a bit as we like walk back, Canis would kind of just like still walk with them, but he's mainly staring out on like the water, and just gives like a small, I guess, nod of respect to the water itself, a reverent nod, I guess is the way to put it.
So how big was the snake? You said it's like 12 feet long and like a foot in diameter?
Yeah. So, sorry, I'm switching your... Wow, I can't believe I had a fucking audio ready for that. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, it's like 12, 13 feet long. It's missing its head, so there's not like a whole lot to the head anyways. But yeah, this thing is gonna... If you successfully cut this bitch up, it is going to yield a lot of meat.
All right. We got some dinner, I think.
Yes, you guys see Dench walking up with this fucking 12-foot, essentially anaconda with no head.
Rope dinner.
And you see Amelia walking up with people.
Oh. We have company. Oh, hello.
Fuck, there's children. And Canis runs away.
Yeah, Dench is like stifling, like, you know, like he realized like he was coming up, probably like stifling a swear or two, and just like, good evening. How do you do? My name is Dench. This here is Lyra and Canis.
Hi there.
Are you joining us for dinner?
You see the two elves that are sitting there kind of look around. They kind of like look up to Amelia.
These are my friends, and as you can see, they had quite the successful hunt. She's gonna let them introduce themselves after Selfina's comment to Elamir.
Yeah, so you see the male stands. Give me 1 second. I got some really creepy ass tokens that I am not fucking K with.
Don't lie, you're happy you have them.
No, I'm happy I have them, but boy, they are fucking wild. Okay, so here's one. Okay. So they kind of so they're sitting there. There's two kids beside them. The male stands up and he says, "Yes, your friend Amelia here told us that you were out hunting and that you brought meat, and clearly that was the truth, because my goodness, that is a very, very large constrictor snake. Do you need help preparing it? No, I mean, no offense. Canis, give me a perception check.
If we're making a list of people who are good at preparing things, don't put my name on it.
Okay, Canis, as you're watching this guy talking, you see him. Dench, remind me, do you have tusks?
they don't stick out, but like like you could
There's
probably
just
see,
the,
like,
the
they're
little bit of a
slightly-
jut. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They're kind of like short, stubby boys.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you see this guy. You would, Kane, as you glance up, and as they're just having this conversation, and you see him look very specifically straight at his nose, down at his mouth, a little bit lower to his jawline, and then back into his eyes as he's talking to him. Do with that what you will. But he says, I mean, no offense. I'm sure you can carve it yourself, but we'd like to be of whatever assistance we can.
Oh, no offense taken at all. Thank you. Appreciate your offer. I mean, I do know how to carve up, my fair share of animals, but I mean, I almost fucked up the last. Oh, sorry, children.
Oh, no, it's
Sorry,
quite
my
all right.
apologies.
No, it's okay. I'm actually a former guardsman, so
Oh,
they've heard quite a bit.
oh, well, as am I. I was a former guardsman as well. What's your name, sir?
Yes, I'm Alamir, and this is Selfina. You worked or served here in Willow Hollow?
Oh, no, not here in Willow Hollow. Way out east, in Philandrius.
Oh, oh, my, that's so exotic, amazing.
Oh, I wouldn't really call it exotic, but it's a ways away.
Yes, but if I'm not mistaken, those from Philandrius were masters of net and shot, guns, pistols, firearms, rifles. Amazing.
Yeah.
We don't see that here in Willow Hollow. We've got archers galore, but once you put that dwarven firepower to work, it's quite. And you see the woman reaches up and puts a hand on him, and she says in Elven, I think maybe that's like we should eat before. And he goes, oh, gods, I'm sorry. My wife is right. Maybe we can talk about that another time. I happen to be a reptile expert, so if you'd like, I can assist you with at least cutting it up.
Absolutely. You know well more about this creature than I do. It surprised the hell out of me in my net.
I'm surprised you survived it, to be honest. If you're not familiar with it, constrictors can be
Bit of a hell of a fight.
a little tight around the neck.
Yeah.
That issue solved, I guess.
Payne definitely laughed at that one.
He actually looks down at Payne and he kind of gives you like a quick finger gun, and yeah, so he'll walk over and help Dench kind of carve that up. So Dench, he is actually not proficient in survival. Are you proficient in survival?
Yes.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and make it with advantage?
Okay.
Damn, 18's not bad. Yeah, so you get max meat out of it. So you get... Okay, give me 1 sec. So you yield 32 pounds of meat.
God damn.
It's a big fucking snake. And snakes are like... The great thing about like snakes as a whole is that the bigger they are, the more meat they are. Their bones are extremely lightweight because they have to squeeze and manipulate through little tiny spaces. So yeah, 32 pounds of... Now that's raw meat.
You would
So,
be
yeah.
an expert in cooking this meat too, would you?
He kind of laughs and he says, I mean, if you throw it in the pot, and he points over towards like the little kettle that he's got essentially, he's like, it'll cook eventually. We've some spices that we've brought. We've some garlic, some fresh shallots, sage and rosemary. It may not do much for it, but it's at least something. Now, I do know that snake meat in particular, reptile meat actually in particular, jerkies very, very quickly. So if you've the time to spend a day here, you could probably jerky most of it.
Potentially, maybe. I don't want to waste too much time.
Well, if
Can
nothing
make
else, you
jerky
could.
on the back of a wagon
Could be jerky.
while it's moving.
Well, maybe if we took some time here, especially if they're willing to share some of their spices, could we share the jerky in turn? Give them some for their travels as way of
I was
thanks.
absolutely going to suggest to split the meat because it'll go bad if we just try to take it all. Obviously.
He kind of nods and he looks around at the group and he kind of starts counting. He says, "Well, between the 9 of us here, I mean, that leaves a lot of meat left over." And he kind of points to the north. They, and honestly, he even points over towards like the bridge. We could even offer it to the guardsmen. It might be welcome, as most people are fishing for minnows and frogs down at the shores.
Fantastic idea. I love it.
Well, then we'll have to make jerky. How do you make jerky?
It will require time and sun, and you need to move away from the water because it requires a low moisture environment. And skewers, or wooden racks, or metal racks. I've seen dwarves using metal racks. Yeah, there's a lot of things. Lots of... Oh, and salt. Lots and lots of salt.
That we are sorely lacking in. We forgot to carry the salt.
If there's others, we may be willing. They may be willing to trade salt or skewers, use of skewers in exchange for jerky. More friends by the fire.
So it's about that time. Canis, actually. You hear a horse and a wagon clomping down the road.
Can I see who's on it?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. And I actually have something to share with you, so give me one moment. One moment, please. Okay, I found what I was looking for. Give me 1 sec. Okay, you see that hanging off the side of it. Big! It's a huge banner hanging off the side of that bad boy. You can make a history check for me, Canis. Actually, all of you. Anybody who's... Well, actually, Canis hasn't said anything yet, so...
Sure.
Canis, you absolutely recognize that. That is the heraldry of Doran Moore.
Seems like there's a Doran Moore cart going by.
Oh. Like a trader?
I'm
Yeah, and
not
you would
sure.
notice, Canis, by the way, with your perception check, that it would be... There is definitely a dwarf. Give me 1 sec. There is a dwarf on the back. The dwarf... Yeah, it's so he's wearing the colors of Doran Moore, so it's black and red with a big bear sigil on the front, kind of like a tabard that hangs over the front of his tunic. It's a single horse and a wagon on the back, and the horse is bit and bridled, but there's not a whole lot more to it than that. The wagon itself is covered, and the heraldry is just hanging down on the side of it. So you can't tell a whole lot more about it, but it's, I mean, this guy's definitely trading something from Doran Moore.
Yeah, it looks like a trader. Though I can't see anything on the back, it's covered.
I want to see if he has any nuts for sale. Lyra will get up. I'm not going to run in front of the wagon or anything, but is he, how fast is he going?
Oh, I'm moving him. He's actively moving across the screen.
I was zoomed in too far.
Payne will definitely be like running in that direction, and with a dwarven hail of, whatever is typical for yelling at a trader. To get
Oi,
their
dickhead!
attention.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
If that's what it is, he's doing it.
No, it's not that crazy. Okay, so you guys go running up and kind of like wave him down like he's the fucking ice cream man. Yeah, okay, so as you guys roll up, he kind of, whoa, hey, easy. He turns and you guys see this like really long just absolutely filthy, dirty brown beard that's kind of tied off at the bottom by a couple of bones and some leather. He's got a leather hood on that has what looks like either like a raccoon or a skunk tail hanging off the back. Leather armor just in general. You see he's got a couple of axes at his side, like throwing axes. And then he's also got a crossbow sitting next to him that is loaded and all the way the fuck cocked back. You see, as he woes, he reaches over and just puts his hand on the crossbow. Something I can do for you.
Yeah, are you willing to take a moment to trade? We need some supplies before we head farther west, and we have some fresh snake meat, if that would be acceptable, or coin.
He kind of nods. Well, suppose it's your lucky day if you're looking to trade. I'm absolutely willing to trade. As far as trade for snake meat, that's a delicacy I'm not entirely acquainted with. He lets go of the crossbow and hops off. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Bergtrod Alewhelp from Doran Moore. Traders Guild. Basic necessities, of course. If you're interested, follow me around to the back.
Absolutely. How about if you're not acquainted with snake meat, you could join us for dinner and decide from there. And I know what we're looking for is some salt, possibly tents, and
Net.
something else we could talk about over dinner. You're more than welcome to join us for dinner.
Thank you. Payne, make a persuasion check. It's not something
Cadence is
I
gonna
have
whisper
people...
to Lyra.
Why do we keep inviting people to our place?
He stops. You see him stop, and he kind of puts his hand on the back of the cart as he's about to pull the canvas aside, and he kind of looks at you and he goes, "You know, I'm in a bit of a rush, but all right, sounds like a deal. I'll have dinner with you. Is it all right if I pull my cart up? Excuse me, ma'am." And he steps around Lyra. "Is it all right if I pull my cart up just around the edge here?"
Clicked the wrong one. Amelia got me on that one. It should be. I rolled. Shoot, it doesn't tell me now. Okay, so my perception was a +2. Persuasion is actually a -1. So.
Oh, so you rolled a 19. 19. Sorry, 17. Still a success. He rolled a 7. Good call, though. That's all right though. No big deal. We got to figure it out. All right. So yeah, he pulls up. He pulls his cart up to your guys' little we'll call it your little friendship circle.
Got a party over here.
Yeah. And he kind of comes up and has a seat, kind of in front of the like where the horse is. He keeps the horse all set up. He grabs a book off of the wagon, and then he comes and sits down, and he says, "All right, so," and he kind of looks around to the group. Boy, this is an interesting lot, isn't it?
We're really ragtag and seem to be picking up friends tonight.
Well, he looks at himself. Cheers to that. Why the fucking kids, though?
It's kind of a package deal, I think.
Oh yeah, new friends of ours as well. Belongs to these folk over here.
He kind of like looks up to the mom and dad, back down to the kids. Well, all right then. What about the dog? He kind of nods over towards
Jackal.
Canis. His eyes go wide and he goes, "The fuck did you just say?"
He said jackal.
We are an interesting group, as you said.
He's also a package deal, I think the
I'm
term
a
was.
familiar.
Oh. My apologies, Jackal. I didn't realize you were a familiar. If you're a familiar then, who is your wizard? Who is your master? He nods and then Lyra... he looks over at Lyra and... Wow. Wow. This is, a lot. It's been a long journey.
Wow.
It's been a long journey. Brother, I'm, you of Doranmore? Are you from the clan, or do you hail from one of these sky rocks?
Has Payne heard the term Skyrocks?
Absolutely 100%. And these sky rocks, give me just one moment here. So the sky rocks would be Port Colgar, Port Colgar, Clan Thunderbeard, and Clan Ironhoof. Those are the dwarves that used to live in the earth that, through some magical or elemental means, raised their cities up into the sky.
No, sir, I am from somewhere not quite so grand, but that's neither here nor there tonight.
Oh. Alright. Fair enough. Okay.
What was your name again?
My name. He looks at you kind of quizzically again. He goes, Bergtrod Aylwell.
Sorry, what was the last one? It's ale what?
Alewhelp. Alewhelp.
See, it's not just me. It's not just
You
me.
would
Sometimes
think
you gotta
being
clarify.
a jackal, he'd hear better.
Well, I'm not
the
one to
accent.
judge. Oh, I'm sorry. You've never been to Doranmore?
No.
Oh, you should go sometime. Maybe spend 6 months there. Pick up the accent. Go about your business. Back here.
It would be an improvement for him, wouldn't it?
I think so. No
Narrows
offense.
his eyes, but doesn't say anything.
No! And then he glances at Lyra and he says, I don't mean to set the wizard astray. Please, just...
Oh yes, I'm full of rage. She looks like awkwardly back and forth.
thankfully understand sarcasm, so... Alright, so... You all stopped me dead in my tracks and convinced me to come have some delicious... snake meat.
Well, we do have more than just snake meat. We do have some spices that we're going to kind of throw into a pot here. I'm sorry. I suppose I kind of preemptively offered your spices, Adamir, but
He puts his hand up.
that's okay.
No, I informed your friend Amelia we'd be more than willing to not only take the wood, the fuel for tonight, but we are going to offer our spices as well. Shallots, garlic, some onion, very little salt, but what we have will provide to the cook pot. And but I will say this: in the morning, we will need to take the cook pot with us, if you're all right with that.
That's more than reasonable. Yeah. Hoping to make a stew of some sort tonight, I suppose.
Wonderful. Yes, excellent. You see, he kind of perks up at that, and he goes, "Any chance you have any parsnips in there?" Almir looks around. I've no parsnips from that side of the bridge, unfortunately. He nods and says, "I've got parsnips and potatoes, if you'd like to throw that in as my contribution."
Wow, that's more than kind.
Thank you.
Very generous. And anything else you want to add, I'm more than happy to pay for too, sir.
No need for that. If we're all going to eat collectively, I'm happy to add my share. And he comes out and he sets down like a 5-pound sack of potatoes and probably only 4 or 5 big parsnips, but parsnips take a long time to cook down before they're actually edible. But he sits down, you see him shave off the skins, he chops them up, and he just kind of like sets them next to the pot and says, "I'm not really the one who should probably be doing the cooking, but when you're ready, stew it is."
Me neither.
Well, we did kind of destroy some goat last night, so we may not be the we may not be the best cooks in the world here. I'm sorry to offer up your services again, Alavia, but are you know well your way around a snake, but do you know how to cook a snake? I suppose.
I know my way very well around the snake. And he glances at his wife. But she's the master.
Question for you as a DM.
Yeah.
Does she seems to be following all of the common conversations easily enough, or does she seem
Make
to be
an
having any
insight
trouble?
check.
Okay.
That is
I'm
a
going to
very
be
good
paying
question.
very specific attention to that. I'm going to be paying okay attention to that.
You pay okay enough attention to realize that she does, as each individual does their portion of talking, their share of talking, you watch her eyes bounce between them like she is comprehending what they're saying. After he finishes that with her being the master, she does stand up and she puts her hand up and she will just say out loud in Elven, which obviously Amelia understands, Lyra understands, and Payne understands. She says, "I've no problem doing the cooking, I suppose," and she kind of turns around at the kids and she says, "Don't move." And they both kind of sit down and just start picking flowers and grass. And she moves up to the pot and kind of crouches down, but she begins to move things into the pot. Please, go ahead.
Yep. Amelia having I don't know if the party is actually where they would be at this point. But we encountered that Dench couldn't speak Elven before, so she would like quietly translate or at least summarize into common.
Okay, and she doesn't seem offended by that or anything. Nobody does. And as you do that, you actually see the merchant's ears perk up, and he kind of looks over and he says, "Thank you."
Yeah, I'm gonna need to pick up that language at some point. I do not
I
pick
could
up
teach
language
you.
well. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I appreciate that.
So Payne looks over at Lyra and goes, salt, cookpot, potatoes, nets, tent. And then he goes to play with the kids. And he's like screwing around, throwing grass, being a mischief maker, doing
Well,
kid
some
things
people
with
his
him.
age.
Make an
Isn't it
animal
though?
handling check, Payne. No, I'm just kidding.
So appropriate.
Because look, if you're talking about 6 and 7, no, I was just kidding. You go over and it's like they had Actually, you know what? I will tell you this though. Why don't you actually for real? Why don't you give me a performance check?
Oh, I'm good at those.
I always hear that when people are not indeed good at those. Hey, fuck, you're better at those than you are your animal handling.
One.
Yeah, fuck. So you go over and yeah, you start to kind of like play with the kids. Thankfully for you, they're really easily attainable, and you're like their size. So they kind of are like, "Ugh, big hairy bear, oh god, here he comes," and you're like, "I'm gonna body slam you, I'm so strong," and then you like do the slow mo like boom into the ground and like roll them around a few times. They're like, "Oh my god, I'm being killed, mama, look at me, oh god, mama, it's the world breaker, help me." There's a couple moments where she's just like, ah, and then she just goes back to her turnips. But yeah, no, it's actually it's pretty endearing as you guys watch. You guys can tell that Payne has a lot of Papa Smurf in him for sure. It's not just the size. Okay, so the food is being prepared. The snake has been carved. Alamir and Saphira, they go about their business, and excuse me, Selfina, and the merchant sitting here with his book open, and he says, "Well, he mentioned needing something, but he's obviously a little occupied."
Yeah, salt, cook pot, potatoes, nuts, and a tent. Do you have those things by chance?
He starts to flip through the pages.
Tents, I suppose. There are more than one of us.
As he's going through, he goes, "Oh boy. Look, I hate to tell you this, but I don't think we got a whole lot of any of that. I'm bringing some trade goods, some weapons and armor, crafting and smithing supplies. I was actually bringing resupplies for one of our local blacksmiths. Why don't I tell you what I have instead of what I don't have?"
That'd be helpful.
So, of a few bolts of sturdy wool and some rough spun linen. I have iron ingots, each of which have been individually wrapped and oiled in cloth. I have a crate on board of assorted tools, hammers, chisels, tongs, picks, spikes, things of that sort. I have a couple of barrels of pickled vegetables. They smell kind of strong, but honestly, they're surprisingly tasty. Vegetables include tomatoes, onions, cucumbers, and parsnips. Sheep's cheese, halibut. Sorry, that was a Divinity Original Sin 1
That was my fault. Sorry.
callback. Yeah, that was her fault. I have some ale. I've some clay jugs of pretty decent ale, and I've got one really good dwarven stout that I was saving for a rainy occasion. But honestly, this might be the night, since you're the friendliest freaking people I've met since I took off. And then I've got a chest of ore. Some are more common than others, honestly. But I've got one piece in there. I'm not entirely sure what it is because I'm not a blacksmith, but it's very, very shiny. Weapons and art. Go ahead.
Before you, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm sorry. What? Could you describe that ore real quick to us?
I think half the party just perked up and looked at each other in potential concern.
Yup.
Do you want me to just go get it for you? Or I could just tell you what it is. It's okay. So it's a piece of black, as a whole, about the size of my palm. It's got small green glowing crystals that come out the side of it. And around that, there's a very light blue aura that hangs off of it. I was told, he kind of flips a couple pages, Aurichalcum. Very strong metal. Aurichalcum.
How out of and Amelia's gonna try really hard to have a calm voice, but she doesn't have an ounce of deception in her. Um, this might be an odd question. Well, two questions, but where did you find that stone and how long have you been carrying it?
Well, I didn't find the stone. It was from the Smiths in Durin Moor, and I've been traveling for, let's see, 9 days, and the shipment came in 4 weeks before that, so probably a month and a couple of weeks ago is where the boys picked it up from the mine. Well, from one of the mines in Durin Moor.
That is interesting. Would we be able to? Could I see it?
Yep, yeah, yes, of course, of course. Give me one moment.
I'll turn to Amelia and came from the ground. I don't think this is.
But it has a blue aura.
Well, the blue aura is different. It's a green glowing. It's concerning.
I'm sure it's probably actually ore.
Yeah, it sounds coming from the ground and coming from the sky. Two clearly different things. Unless
And
somehow
yeah, and it's blue, not green.
well, it had
But
green flecks, but it had a
green
blue
flecks.
Green flecks, blue aura. Yeah.
So
was
Payne's
crystals.
playing with the kids, but did he hear any of this? Because it would catch his attention.
So Payne, you've got a you've got a 12 passive perception. Go ahead and make a perception check for me. Let's see. Yeah, you definitely hear it. You hear some very suspicious things from what he is saying compared to like what you guys have seen. But then when he says the blue aura and they're not flecks, they were crystals. You know what orichalcum is, and it is a very 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 rare mineral that is like extremely sturdy. That is usually used in forging and enchanting to make something almost immune to damage.
And I think I would break away from the kids to make sure that it's not the other stone. And as soon as I make the connection that okay, I know what this is and it's not what we're looking for, then I'll relay that if it comes to that.
Yeah, so you guys walk around the back. He goes around the back and he climbs on and he opens a chest and you see it is full of all sorts of ore. You see pieces of copper, iron, and he pulls out a piece that looks like that.
Oh, that's a little different.
Oh.
Yeah, see?
Wow.
That's pretty though. Wow.
That is intense. Wow.
I believe it's orichalcum.
I believe you're right. It does not
Yeah.
look like anything I've seen before. And she's going to kind of look over to Amelia with an attempt at reassurance on her face.
Amelia would have probably stayed like mostly near the camp so that they're not just abandoning new friends.
Okay, then
But
I just
she
look
will-
at the wagon with a reassuring face.
Well, like she'd be staring towards it, and if she sees that look at all, there's just a oh, and then a touching of the holy symbol.
Yeah, Dench would definitely like. I think he can see you from where he is. Yeah, Dench would look over to you and kind of give you a look. Be cool too, yeah. But yeah, he would definitely noticeable sagging of the shoulders. Oh, that is interesting. Wow. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's quite all right. You all seemed very interested. So yes, we've got crates. I've got one crate of ore. I've also got. Let's see here. He turns and he there's like a weapons rack, He says, I've got, let's see, I've got 5 dwarven axes. I've got a suit of scale mail here. I've got some shield blanks, but I can't. I could sell those technically. They're not finished, of course, but I've got those as well. I've got a couple of throwing hammers if you're really interested, and I've got this other axe here, but I'm not gonna sell that. I think I'm probably gonna wind up keeping that.
When he says throwing hammers, Lyra would kind of perk up and peek around.
It's interesting. Yeah. But no tents. You say so? No.
Let me go
cooking
through
supplies.
yeah. So the other things I have here, they're just crafting supplies. I've he kind of leans out and points to the side of the cart, and you see there's like a small anvil strapped to the side of the wagon. I've got an anvil, portable anvil. I've got some coal with a collapsible forge, if you're interested. Some spools of wire. I've got some nails and rivets and metal scraps, if you're interested. I can sell those per pouch. And I have a set of smithing tools. Precision smithing tools, in fact. But no, I have no tents or potatoes or everything food-wise is just for my journey.
No nuts, huh?
No, we don't use a whole lot of nets. There's not much we can fish out of the lava up
Oh,
north.
that's fair. How much would you want for one of the throwing hammers?
The throwing hammers. Let's see here. Well, I could. Well, I've got 10 of them. I could sell them to you for 2 gold apiece.
How many? I'm sorry. How many gold apiece?
2
Two?
gold.
I think maybe. How heavy are they?
Well, he kind of hands one down to you.
Yeah. So she'll handle it kind of surprisingly efficiently.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it weighs about 2 pounds.
Okay, I think I'd like to buy 2 of these if you don't mind.
Well, all right. Yes, of course. Okay, so 4 gold. And
All right, I'm gonna add those to my inventory. Thank you. She's gonna very happily sort of. I don't know. I don't want to call it bounding. She's doing like a happy walk back.
yeah, he kind of hands them down. He like juggles them really quick and hands them down to you. All right. Anything else?
Oh. Well, you did say you had some cloth. Yeah, you had some wool and some.
I do, yes. Yeah, I've got it's rough spun, but it's linen cloth, yes, and some wool if you need that.
How much? How
Well,
much? I guess I'm not really.
for the rough spun cloth, I could sell you be 8 gold. I could sell you a whole spool if you'd like.
Sure. How much for the spool? I suppose.
It 8 gold for the spool.
Oh, you said 8 gold for the spool. Suppose what?
I could sell you half a
Would-
spool
would-
for 4.
Would Dench know to use that to make like, like I guess like wax on it and to make like a kind of. Well, you said it's wool, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's a little bit of waterproofing.
No, I'm sorry. It's well, the wool. Yeah, there is wool, but there's also rough spun linen.
Well, the rough spun linen is what he was talking about in the spool. Right?
Yeah, yeah. I could sell you a half a spool for 4 if you'd like. I could cut it. Are you looking to do something specific with it?
Well, we need some kind of. We eventually will like to have some kind of safety from the storms. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe some fashion a tent out of this of some sort. I suppose the wool might be the closest we can get to any kind of shelter, I suppose.
You'd probably need. I mean, per tent, you'd probably need 2 spools. Um, so 16 gold. I could sell you what I've got
Hmm. For the whole spool of wool, you say?
for 2. Yes, and that would make you at
2
least.
spools?
Yeah, that would make you 1 tent if you're proficient enough with it.
Well, I'm currently not proficient enough in making a tent, but I'm supposedly maybe using it to support ourselves other ways. Maybe just one spool, I suppose. Might be good for now.
All right. Well, yeah, I could sell you that. So yeah, 8 gold, and I can sell you the spool of wool or
Yeah,
bolt,
at the very
technically.
least, we can use it for some kind of makeshift shelter, I think.
Okay. Yep. So 8 gold. Go ahead and remove that, and then you've got a bolt of sturdy wool.
Thank you very much, sir. This is this will help us in the future. And yeah, please let's sit and have some dinner. I mean, I'm sure you're starving. You've been having a long day, and so have we. Been a crazy day. Couple of days.
It's been a weird day indeed. Yes. Yes. He kind of steps back around and sits in front of the horse again.
And how much weight is the wool?
So that will be 4 pounds.
Just put that in the cart. All right, let's get some snake stew.
I have 2 DM questions.
Okay.
When you have a moment.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. I noticed we're in night vision mode. What time of day is it roughly? Or rather, has night fallen?
Yes. Yes. Night has fallen.
Okay. Then Amelia, as she's watching Sylphina like cooking and stuff and moving around, she's going to do the most awkward "Hey God, it's me" prayer, and just kind of do the like touch our holy symbol, look to the stars, and just kind of do the I I know you've very recently granted me the ability to help heal. Um, if and I don't know how any of this works, but if there's any way that I can help ease her discomfort or make it easier for her to move, and she's just kind of trail off in it's the please give me a sign sort of thing.
Okay. Go ahead.
She's gonna try.
Make a religion check for me.
Yep, I know, long shot, but her heart's in the right place. But the dice are not.
Yeah, it's tough. You look up to the skies for some sort of sign, and you see the stars and the crescent moon, and that's about it.
Then it would be in Elven. After we eat for the evening, do you mind if I take a moment of your time?
Who do you say that to?
To Sophina in
Uh,
Elven.
yeah, she kind of stops mid stew preparations, and she kind of looks at you and says, "Uh, yes, 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 of course. Is something the matter?"
Not at all. And she'll smile. Though if there is anything I can do to help, I'm not much of a cook, but I feel bad sitting while you're doing all of the work.
Yes. Let me finish. And she sprinkles some spices into the stew, stirs a little bit. This should be ready in the next couple of minutes, I would assume. But it will need some time to stew. And she kind of sits. She comes over and sits down, kind of like next to you.
Yeah, and this would be probably while they're still shopping or as they're coming back. I don't know how long that would take, so.
Yeah, take a few
Are-
minutes, but you've got the time.
Are you traveling back towards Willow Hollow or heading further west?
We are heading further west, yes.
Any particular place or location? Sorry, I don't mean to pry.
Make a persuasion check. We are heading to Durin Mall, actually.
Very, very far west. Um, I we're heading west a bit, not quite that far, and this may be a little presumptuous, but if the others are willing, would you like to travel with us for a ways?
She kind of like looks over to her husband, and he kind of looks down at you, nods to her, and she says, "We wouldn't mind the company, though we go a little slow on account of the children. If that's quite all right, we don't want to hold you up."
I, seeing how Payne was with the children, if you don't mind his roughhousing, I don't think the others would mind too much. Kind of looks over towards him, smiles a little bit.
Yeah, I think that would be fine. We'd take all the company we can take and hopefully provide us some security, I think, as we travel, yes.
Roads are better when not traveled alone. And maybe with your assistance, we'll have some salvageable food most nights. I'm afraid our group has many skills, but cooking is evidently not among them.
Well, cooking is a difficult task to master, and I'm no. And she looks over and she sees the pot kind of starting to boil over. Oh, shoot! Runs over. She kind of picks the pot up off of the fire, stirs it a little bit. She looks back at you and Elvin and says, it's done. Shall we eat?"
And if the others aren't back yet, Amelia will call over to them and say, "Looks like food's ready. Shall we eat?"
Oh, absolutely. I'm starving.
Yeah, so everybody is served some snake and parsnip and potato stew, which is surprisingly delicious, even without the addition of something like salt. Even though there's a little bit in there, it's not a whole lot, but it definitely fills the belly. The dwarven merchant, he gobbles down every last bit to the point where he's actually licking his bowl. And drinking out of a flask that he's got. She moves back over here. And yeah, that is that. Amelia, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
No.
Nope. Okay, disregard. Okay, so you guys settle down for some snake meat stew, And yeah, go ahead, Lucy.
If possible, while we're eating, Canis feels like Lyra's been acting a bit different than usual. Can I have like an insight check or something on her? Just to be like, I guess get her general feeling.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an insight check. Yeah, so Canis, you would pick up on her, just kind of like her mood and demeanor, that there is some internal struggle happening with her right now. She's not acting normal. She's acting a little bit out of character. You're not entirely sure what it is without prying. But like her also purchasing a couple of hammers is not anything you've encountered.
I think with what he does know, uh, once he's like done eating and probably before she is, he'll probably put like his head on her lap and just kind of quietly, in Gnomish, just kind of say, "You're acting different. Are you okay?"
Uh, Quietly, back in Gnomish, she would say, I'm being forced to consider the repercussions of my actions right now. Uh, you said it in Gnomish, right?
Yeah.
I think I would have said it back in Gnomish. Yeah.
Payne, give me a perception check, please.
Thank you. I was hoping that I might have heard something.
Yeah, you hear exactly what's being said.
So, hearing and well, I guess I didn't see the snake thing, but just hearing the conversation, I think he'd kind of walk around and like around the circle. You know, maybe he's eating his bowl of food, and when he gets behind Lyra, he'll, kind of put a hand on her shoulder, maybe on her head, give her a little ruffle on the head, and just kind of tap tap, keep on walking.
And fuck off. Anyway, he says that in comment out loud. He does not care.
The most
And he'll go
ornery
back
of
to
them all.
exactly,
Eh,
and then he'll go to Lyra. Look back at Lyra and go, still lying on her lap, and go, in Gnomish, do you want to talk about it elsewhere later?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe later.
Payne would have just
and he'll look
laughed
at
at
he'll look at
Canis.
Pain. Annoying people are around.
Okay, now he's got to mess with him. he's gonna Payne's gonna like, I don't know, like kind of rush Canis and do like the dog roughhousing with him, like ruffling up his hair the wrong way, and just because of that last comment, he's like, okay, now it's on.
I can outrun you. I'm gonna try.
Lyra cringes. Lyra cringes when this starts.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't pursue it. I get it started, and he runs away, and I let it go, and just kind of get up and move on.
Yeah, so there's
Laughing.
definitely some ruffling, some like, come on, pup, let's go. And Canis is just like, man, fuck you, ruff, ruff, and kind of like dashes around, and Payne walks back over to finish his stew. Canis kind of comes back to Lyra, and it is 10:03, so we will go ahead and end tonight's session there. Does anybody
With
have
new
any
friends
with
that
new
definitely won't
friends?
murder us.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens next session. Yeah, anything clarifying on my end that anybody needs before we end?
I don't think so.
The only thing in the back of Payne's head was the giant ants, and I was wondering what I knew of those.
Okay, good question. Give me a why don't you give me a nature check? Oof. That's rough. You've not encountered any giant ants, and I mean, you know of giant and dire creatures, but this is a little bit outside of your wheelhouse because you've not encountered them. Yeah, and that's that. Okay, we'll go ahead and oh,
Sorry,
go ahead. Yep.
super fast. My
Yep, please.
only question is about the spelling of orichalcum. Is it like the real world metal spelling?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, perfect. I cannot stand when my notes are way off on that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's accurate. Okay. With that being said, then we'll go ahead and end tonight's session, and we'll pick back up next weekend. Kat, I have your note in here for next
Not
weekend.
relevant. I'll be
Oh.
at home.
Okay. Disregard then. I will delete that from my calendar, and yeah, we'll go about our business. Lucy, I did get your message, so I will add that to mine, and we'll pick up next week on the 28th, right where we left off, getting ready for our long rest. All right, guys, have a fantastic week. Enjoy your Christmas holiday, if you celebrate, and we'll meet you back here next Sunday.
Hell yeah.
Is
Can't wait.
it Sunday yet?
Good night, everybody.
Good
All
night.
right, see you guys. Okay, so we are going to raid. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and raid tech for tonight, guys. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, hey, iMonk, you were here. What's going on? Greetings and salutations from Slovenia. Hell yeah. All right, let's go ahead and raid out to tech, and we'll see you guys next week for D&D. Have a fantastic week. Have an excellent Christmas if you celebrate, and yeah, we'll see you guys back here next week for session number 11. All right, we're going to prep the raid, and we are raiding in about 7 seconds. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.